Welcome to hell, Panther fans. It is the fastest ass whooping I've seen in a while, though, because this game ended like 20 minutes ago. The Carolina Panthers fall to 0-4, losing to the Minnesota Vikings 21-13. And to be honest, I can't barely explain half of this game. I'm going to need y'all's help, folks. The number's 252-228-5098. Get in the calls. Take a seat on the couch. I need to go lay on the couch right now. I hope you guys accept my copay. We'll accept your copay because I got my co-host, Cody Lashner here.
Dude, I'm so done. I'm so done being embarrassed by this fucking football team. Week in and week out. The play calling is god-awful. Miles Sanders is absolutely terrible. Chuba Hubbard is our number one running back from this point forward. Now hearing nothing to the contrary. Adam Thielen is slow, yet still our number one wide receiver. Ikem Ekwonu is not a left tackle. He's not a left tackle. He's not a left tackle. And this defense is as soft as baby shit, dude. I'm pissed. You're pissed. C3 Panther Nation, let's be pissed together. This is your therapy session. It's the post-game show. Antonio Dunn, win, lose, or draw. We're joined by the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. There's so many of you. I'm going to hit the big names first. Bobby Hicks, Baroque Evangelista, Alex Mex Pro, Alex McKenzie, Evan Sports Talk, Karen Choi, Josh, KG73s, Nirvash, Paul Mancini, Cyrus, CDL94, and Kristen Ledane. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's roll.
The number's 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and welcome the new member with Mr. Robotic Voice here. No longer the voice that makes him moist, but robotic, man. How are you, CK?
Man, I am having a blast.
It works.
It works. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. There we go. We got it. We got it.
It'll be robotic soon, folks.
Yeah, it goes in and out, man. Today sucked.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I will say this much, and I've been an avid Bryce defender. Bryce played his best the game, but we lost today because of him. Now, I know that might be a bit controversial because it's not, you can look at a whole host of things, but there was one play that Bryce Young didn't do any. He basically threw the game away. And you can put this on the defense all you want, but the defense also played the best they could with playing, third and fourth stringers in many of the places that were our biggest weaknesses today. I think it's also going to be a conversation we're going to have about how it looks as though YGM is a better player than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Brian Burns.
Ain't that a bitch? Good Lord. The Panthers make me eat my own words on my own taste all the fucking time. I don't even know why I talk at this point, dude.
I'd like to welcome Michael Geringer to the C3 Superfan Club. $1.99 can get you a entry into this community of tired, exhausted fans. But we will play Mega Mango today. I don't know if we'll hit it today because the Panthers didn't hit much. Oh, defensive touchdown. Defensive touchdown hits on Mango, guys. That's what's going to happen today. What wonderful donation from Sarah Taylor.
Sarah Taylor, the lovely Sarah Taylor with the 1999 love bomb. She says what a lot of people are thinking right now, Tony. Should have drafted Stroud. 5'10 versus 6'3. Can't see down the field. Need full size and not fun size. Oh
gosh.
We're hitting with the size shame early.
Man. I was gonna say I had something to say real quick and I forgot it. Greg, welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Hey, the Joker says it best is like if you're really good at something, you never do it for free. So while I've still got lots and lots of room in my hill because it's kind of infinite size, I'm gonna start charging admission from here on out. So if you want to join my hill, man, donate $2 to C3 Panthers Podcast. Bam, you're on the hill.
Yeah, super fan. Super fan. We got a hill. I think we got a hill in the emojis. See if we got a hill emoji, guys. I thought I put one out there down that hill. I was gonna say,
Yep.
another chance that the Carolina Panthers had an opportunity to win. Is that despite this being a blah blah game, you're right down there. You have 4 plays.
Mhm.
You're in the red zone, and you just get sacked over and over. And it's not just the offensive line playing like shit. I mean, there's just and it can't just be the wide receivers not getting separation. It's just not throwing the fucking ball. Just throw it. Throw a pick at this point. I mean, I don't want you to throw a pick. Oh man, 21-13. If we look at, I want to pull up the stats. Let's see. Bryce Young finished 25 for 32, 204 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. We ran the ball for a total of 83 yards today. Terrace Marshall Jr. coming out party. 9 catches, 56 yards. The 9 catches is cool. The 56 yards. Hey, you got 9 catches for 56 yards.
It's great for a PPR league.
Gosh, yeah, it is.
With the 199, Supreme Leader says, I'm in, Greg. If we die together.
Look at that, man. Supreme Leader.
He was
Kirk
hitting me up during the
Cousins.
game. Yeah.
Somehow we lost to a team where the quarterback was 12 of 19 for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How does this even happen?
I want to talk
Jefferson.
about this. I mean, I don't know. I want to talk about this offense for a sec. One, you get a defensive touchdown, and that's your only touchdown of the game. By the way, shout out to Sam Franklin, the largest pick 6 return in the history of the Carolina Panthers. Now belongs to that man. And one of the things that I want to say, and I said this on Twitter, if you're not willing to open up the offense for your quarterback, and you don't trust him to move the ball downfield, because we saw last week versus the Seahawks, I mean, they passed the ball damn near 60 times. They were not averse to throwing the football downfield. If you do not trust your rookie quarterback to throw the ball downfield, then why in the fuck are you playing him? Why is he out there? Why is it him instead of Andy Dalton if you feel more comfortable opening up the playbook with Andy? Now you're setting everyone behind the curve. You're doing a disservice to Bryce. You're doing a disservice to this entire offense. When our defense finally does manage to get a stop, you're doing a disservice to them. It's bullshit. It's absolute ineptitude. And dude, I don't want to hear shit about how many Vikings fans were in the stadium today. We deserve it. We deserve it. That is never going to be fixed until the Panthers put quality product out on the field. Until then, the fans are just going to sell their PSLs to fans of opposing teams looking to watch us fuck our own selves in front of the world. It's embarrassing, dude. I'm not saying that Bryce played well. He didn't play well. And by the way, Bryce Young has a real problem fumbling the football. It's probably his problem number one. I don't care that it was a free rusher and he had guys in his face. So what? Hold on to the fucking football. Every game that Bryce Young plays in, he is guaranteed to hand the ball over to them at least once or twice. It's embarrassing. This is ineptitude on behalf of our coaching staff that we just paid a mint for, and we're already done with them. And we're 0-4. Our season is over, y'all. I don't want to hear that Panther fan, rah-rah, shish-boom, bob bullshit. The season is fucking over. It's over.
Well, you remember last year how everybody, like when we had Baker and all the Cleveland fans would message us and be like, hey, Baker's just a guaranteed guy to get you 200 yards, a touchdown, interception every game. And we were like, oh, that's garbage. Bryce can't even do that.
Well, you know what? Is Baker couldn't do it in Carolina either. Baker was terrible in Carolina, and like CK said, he's over there slinging the ball around in Tampa.
And my last thing, I know I'm loud and talking way too much.
I needed you to bring this.
I have been one of the biggest Bryce Young defenders up until this point. To everybody that's in the chat room saying, oh, Bryce is not the problem. Look at what Bryce is dealing with. We're not saying that there are no other problems on this team. Yeah, our wide receivers don't get separation. Our defense is fucking soft as baby shit. But you're not going to say that Bryce Young is above criticism. He's not. He is not playing well. And as of right now, out of the big three rookie quarterbacks, Bryce, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson, Bryce is unquestionably playing the worst. Unquestionably.
Yeah, if we look over right now, is the Houston Texans are smoking the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6, and Indianapolis just tied it up after being down 20-0. Now it's 23-23. And somehow, how does this happen? How do we have a interception for a touchdown, and there's only 2 drives in the first quarter? There were only 2 drives in the first quarter. Like, where did the time go? There was only 4:33 one drive, and the other one's 2:05. Where's the other 8 minutes?
Because you lose a drive when that happens. You got to think about it. The Vikings drove all the way down the field for a drive and turned it over on the 1, and then they get the ball back again. So where normally they would have scored when we got the ball, then had another drive. Now they have another drive.
There were 7 drives in the second quarter for all the teams combined. How are there only 2 drives in the first? What the fuck happened?
That right there. We lost a drive. We would have had 3 drives.
I know,
otherwise.
but like the first one is the first drive. Look, I'm telling you 2 total drives, Greg.
In the first quarter.
Yeah. The 11
that's
plays, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And then the other one was by the Vikings, 5 plays, 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Oh, you mean 2 drives between the 2 teams?
Yeah.
I thought
Where is the rest of the football game?
Yeah, okay. I don't know then. Yeah.
Is that like wrong? What the hell?
That's crazy, yeah.
Hey, real quick, the stats with the $5 says, CK, when you go robot voice today, can you say the Star Wars quote, "I have need for you on the master's sail barge, and I think you'll fill in nicely." We also have a brand new member in the form of Shane Reed. We appreciate you, Shane. And Doug Bates with the $4.99 says, "For a piece of Greg's Hill." Oh, and as I'm talking, Big Ray with the $2 says we chose Bryce over CJ because of a test. Disgusting.
I don't know if I guess we have no choice but to get into that conversation at some point, but we also I guess could talk about this team and what's not happening with them. I didn't need it to be bad. I didn't need it to be great. I just can't understand how it's this ridiculously inept. I feel like Matt Rule would have scored more points. I don't know how. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know how to watch this football. I think I've gotten to the point where I don't expect otherwise, though. I don't know. Like, I turn on the TV and I'm like not shocked about this and how this happens. Mm-hmm. The Vikings were terrible today. I guess they confused us on defense some, or their defense did. Right. They kept talking about Flores and how good he was doing and this and that. But I just don't know what's wrong with the Panthers. And I guess I do know what's wrong. It starts when it's this bad, it starts at the top. And I can't believe in my mind, I just don't understand a world where we're 4 games in to the season. And like Cody said, we're done with the coaching staff already. How is that possible? Done. It's like, I don't even care. I don't even care to fight people and say, give it more time.
Yeah.
Done with our first round pick. And I'm not done. Like, I know it could. Look, I think you're going to have to stick with this guy for 2 years and just try to get it to work, right? So I'm not going to give up. But the fact is that people are done. This is bananas, dude. 4 games in, and we're ready to turn the season off.
Yeah, and it's damn it. Dude, like, I have no desire to hear whatever bullshit excuse Frank Reich is going to stand up there and say at that podium. Dude, we're a bunch of Boy Scouts. I'm tired. I'm going to be real. Look, if you're a person of faith, I love that. But I'm tired of all these Boy Scouts littering our team and our coaching staff. I want some dogs. I want some coaches that are going to get mad and throw a couple motherfuckers around. But I'm talking verbally here. Get mad. Get aggressive. Tell your team that they ain't shit. Get on to them. I mean, because clearly whatever you're doing is not working. Then there was a rumor today that was floating around on Twitter that the Panthers are not rebuilding and that we're still looking to add to our team. Like we're going to trade for a wide receiver for what? We don't have a first round pick, and now you're going to go and trade more of our draft capital? Fitterer is a fucking fraud, dude. Our roster depth is absolute bullshit. And, dude, I'm sorry. Fitterer needs to go. That is the only thing that we can change. Because we're not firing the coaches. We're not firing David Tepper. Bryce Young is your quarterback, whether you love his little ass or not. Fitterer needs to fucking go.
Now, my only question is, I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think Fitterer is the answer here either. But are we saying Fitterer needs to go just because we want somebody fired and he makes the most sense?
No.
Or
no, it's because our
we think
roster
he is
for
the
3
problem?
years in a row has been painfully inept compared to literally every other team that we play.
His ability to draft in the later rounds and have them turn out to be stars, for that matter, is abysmal. Like, absolutely.
I mean, you just got to say inability. You know, good God. Yeah, I mean, I would say Greg is at this point is where else do you look for to start a culmination of change? And I think the real scary part is beyond not having draft picks. I mean, I understand. Look, that sucks, you know, but you're gonna have a second round. You know, it's not you went up and got a quarterback at number one. You risked it for the biscuit. It's not working right now. Mm-hmm. But what I don't understand is despite those challenges, how do we realistically, like, because we can just bitch and moan about that. How do we realistically improve this? Because I don't know how it's such a failure in this. Is that I saw this is I made a bet. In fact, I owe somebody some money. It might be Monty, actually, $5 or something. Because I said whoever goes to Carolina is going to have a better rookie year. So if Bryce Young went to Houston, I thought, and Stroud went to Carolina, I thought Stroud would have a better year. If Bryce Young went to Carolina and Stroud, like he did, goes to Houston, I thought it would be Bryce Young. The wild part about this is we're sitting here and people are saying, I had somebody on Twitter say to me, or on the show, say that Bryce Young is in a worse situation than Stroud.
Yeah.
And I think that's wild to say a month ago. Nobody would have said that a month ago. We're saying that now because it's fucking failing. Yes, exactly. It's failing.
No, it's not just that it's failing. It's that when you look at now, yes, I agree. At the beginning of the year, we wouldn't have said that. But when you're looking, Stroud has the protection. Stroud has a top 10 wide receiver in Tank Dell as far as separation and a deep threat in the entire NFL.
Who's a rookie.
Exactly.
We could have had both of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And so there is more weapons there than we thought, than any of us probably would have thought they were having. So, yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning of the year, I think we agreed that Bryce Young was coming to the better situation.
Man, a new coach, they got a new I mean, yeah, I just don't think like in any level you could just be like, oh, well, he just has such a great situation and poor Bryce. Bryce. You know, and I agree with what you're saying. CK is like those things are true. But one of the reasons he has a top 10 receiver is because he's throwing it to him.
That's true.
I mean, he's making plays and doing
I'm talking about separation, by the way. I'm like, when I say like top 10 as far as like separation in comparison to everybody in the league, he's got a top 10 separation. So
I would like to look up the stats on the offensive line because I don't know them, so I don't want to quote them, but I do know for a fact they have 4 out of 5 starters out on their offensive line.
Hey,
so they're playing their entire backup offensive line.
I wanted to pinpoint this. Can we stop asking Steve Smith for his fucking opinion on any player that the Panthers draft? I don't give a shit. You're one of the all-time Panther greats, but you don't have a job in the front office, bro, and there's a reason why you don't. We're talking about Tank Dell right now. Meanwhile, Jonathan Mingo looks like another version of Kelvin fat-ass fucking Benjamin, dude. It's like every other team can draft receivers in the second round and have them be major contributors except for us. Give me a break, man. I'm fucking done with this shit. And by the way, like there are 2 groups of people that fans cannot escape right now. If you're a fan that said, hey, we should have hired Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes was the head coach that got our team going, and it should have been him. He earned the right to do it. Right now, we can't say shit to them, and you can't say shit to anyone right now that says that we took the wrong quarterback. Because not only is Bryce looking terrible on a bad team, but CJ Stroud is breaking records on a team that everybody thought was going to be picking top 5 this year. Dude, I'm here for it. Get your shots in. You deserve it.
The show's brought to you by Caldera Lab. Caldera Lab is a men's skin product, twice-a-day skin regimen that works to not only improve skin quality, but slow the aging process. I've been using Caldera Lab, and I'm going to
need them now more than ever because
we're need it. Yeah, because
we're aging 50 years every Sunday.
Every Sunday, we've got to double time it on Caldera Lab products. Really great high-end products, and I can't talk enough good about them. CalderaLab.com/C3 gets you 20% off your first order. Yeah, you pay a little bit out of pocket in the beginning, but it lasts you 3 months. I'm like in 2 months in and still going, so plenty of product goes a long way. Go to CalderaLab.com/C3 for 20% off your Caldera Lab product that slows the aging process, unlike the Panthers, who just sacked my soul. I
got a couple more super chats from these incredible fans that we have. Kristen Ledane with the $2 says Panthers games equals migraines guaranteed. Our boy Supreme Leader has been a member for 13 months. He said, I'm firing my laser. Eric with the $5. Do you guys think Bryce starting was given to him or earned? And now this is a great question. And Greg, I can't wait for you to talk your shit.
It was given at this point.
Ross Gould with the $2 says, can we talk about Bryce killing every play? That's a good damn question.
Kill.
Normally the play where he's killing the play at the line of scrimmage are the plays when we convert.
When I first read that, I thought he just meant like killing the play by not throwing the ball.
No, he means like every play that they call in a huddle, there's essentially 2 plays connected to it. If you kill it, you're moving to the second one. And almost every single time we're on third down, Bryce is killing it, moving to the second play. Dude, we wanted a modern day offense, and instead we look like John Fox as our fucking head coach.
Where was Brian Burns today?
Who knows? Who even cares at this point?
He was late to a sack. And he'll probably get half a sack on that, even though he was in the first one there.
Now you got to read the quote, CK.
Yeah.
The whole coaching staff is prosperous. Oh, is it digital?
Can you bring it? Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
Bring it?
We should have started. Yeah.
Wait.
Yo, hey, real quick, while you look for that,
Here, I got it.
I have need for you on the master's sail barge, and I think you'll fill in nicely.
Thank you.
You have to try to say it with like an accent.
I don't know. I don't even know what the voice sounds like, to be honest.
So can I ask you? Well, we're gonna get to the calls. In fact, who the hell was this Jameson guy?
I don't know.
Did you see that guy? Who's that guy that was? Every time I thought, oh, that's Jamie Robinson. Nope, it's not. It's Deshaun Jameson.
Too.
Who is this dude? I ain't even never heard of him. He's out there playing.
He was out there
playing better than everybody.
Dude.
And Cruiser Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Camu.
He's
Sam
fast
Franklin.
as fuck. He's fast, dude. Man, he got that pop up that gets us the ball back.
Yeah.
And he just zoomed on him looking good.
Dude, he's the best player on our team. He's the best player on our team, bro. What do you mean? $4.99 from James. He says, Greg, we owe you an apology. Bryce is not that good. We picked the wrong guy. I'm sold. Tepper wanted Bryce, and Reich and staff knows he's not ready.
then he shouldn't have started him. And I think that the commenter made a good point. Was it earned or given? And you can't say it was earned because it was given right off the bat. And I think that was the right thing to do. I still support that, but it's not like they went out there and they go, oh, he's not ready. They from the beginning said, oh, he's going to be the dude. The number's 252-228-5098. Why don't we take a couple of calls? I'm sure they've got a lot to say. I don't know if this is getting – I've always said this, is that the Panthers – and we really need a good season, man. I was like, man, we call this the year of 20 C3. We thought like having a first – getting our quarterback. We thought there was an opportunity for excitement in Carolina, even if it wasn't just through wins. And that this podcast could grow notably as we've waded through mud for the last 5 years of poor football, right? Well, that's not happening. And I tell you this, is I've always said that we either need a really good season or a terrible season, and that's good for the podcast. So like 0-4 is good for but I'm almost
fall right in between.
I'm almost usually that's the worst part though.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering though, do you lose the fan base to where they're not even angry anymore? Is it gonna get that way where it's like I don't even want to fucking be mad about this shit anymore. I just don't give a shit.
Because we haven't had a quarterback. We literally traded away 2 of our best offensive players to go up and get the quarterback. And then we feel like we still don't have a quarterback. We feel like our receivers are still trash. By the way, at the end of the season last year, Federer said, well, we had focused on the trenches in the years before. Now we're in a position to go and get some big-time playmaking weapons. And that didn't happen either. It's just a bill of false goods. What are Panther fans supposed to look forward to? And to make it even worse, guess what? The Panthers don't have a first-round pick in 2024. We better get on the phone and start shopping Jeremy Chin, start shopping Brian Burns. Bro, fucking shop everyone. Shop everyone, because this team is far away from being a competitor.
And it's not unbelievable that we lose the next 2 games either.
Oh, dude,
no, it's actually, it's unbelievable to win either of those games.
Yeah.
It was the only way that's happening is if you catch somebody asleep, like we thought the Cardinals did to the Cowboys. But really right now is that the Colts, the Texans, and the Cardinals are better performing teams than the Carolina Panthers. And I know that you guys are saying when you look at it now, they got some things like that. It just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be that we're like out of all those with the risk that came with it, we're at the fucking bottom of it. It's just bizarre. It's just fucking bananas.
A super chat door takes some calls. Near Rush for $10 says the Bears are going to get Caleb Williams with their pick and Marvin Harrison Jr. with our pick. How many years will this shit take to fix?
Let's go.
Man, Tony, you opened it up with the perfect way to say it. The Panthers are in hell. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's hear what Panther fans have to say.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty you shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like...
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
How about that? Come on, Tony. I'm so fucking out of it.
Hey guys, Calvin BA. Game ain't over, but it's over. I mean, that's the story of the Panthers. They would find a way to lose this game. And, dude, I know our defense looks like it's holding up, but if a team just decided to not throw the ball at all one week, they'd probably get 40 points on us. Our run defense sucks. I'm not trying to talk shit about defense right now, to be honest with you. Our O-line sucks. Bryce is, I'm sorry, man. He's been ass, dude. The whole team's been ass. Frank Wright is a piece of shit. If we do another fucking wide receiver screen or fucking run up the middle with Miles Sanders, Machuba Hubbard is 10 times better than Miles Sanders. And if you deny that, you're going off of a name, bro. This team, like, I'm not even bullshitting myself no more, bro. This team is fucking light years away from being a fucking competitive, respectable football team. This shit is so bad. This shit is so bad. I'm not taking any other blame away from Bryce because it's the turnover to touchdown ratio, bro. They should have had one to Ian Thomas. He should have had one to Chart. It don't matter, bro. You cannot fumble the fucking ball that much, bro. And Wright just refuses to run a fucking confident playbook, bro. Like, why are we doing screens so much, bro? Why are we running screens and 5 yards of fucking hitch routes and shit? Come on, man. This freak like old ass the fuck out of here. It looks bad. Like, I'm not trying to crown Greg Wright, but we might be fucked for a while. A few players away. Trade Burns, trade Chin, trade JC if you can. Trade TMJ or cut him. I don't know if anyone's gonna trade for him. Trade fucking Sanders. I don't care. We gotta get draft picks. Boys, we're looking at another 3 to 4 years bullshit plan. And this is bad. Anyways, keep pounding.
Let's see what we got here. Bryce Young,
That's
the podium.
no one else but me, and you know there's stuff on top of that you want back. Again, we have to turn it around.
Can you hear that?
We have to flip the page, and grow and learn from it. Eventually, it's tough right now. Again, we all care a lot. We're all passionate, so there's multiple things that I could have done better that I got to improve on and keep getting better at. And all I can do now is put my head down and try to keep working.
Good. Bryce, can you, after the game when you were just sitting there, I mean, your teammates all showered, most of them are gone. You're still sitting in the locker with your full uniform on. Why and did you not go ahead and shower? And I know that's kind of simplistic. And what's kind of going through your mind there?
It's not a great feeling, and that's not. We all feel that in the locker room. It's not a great feeling. Lost a lot of, haven't won yet. It's not a great feeling. We go and put our heart and soul into stuff, and we don't get the result. It's not great. It's this league. It's a business. It is what it is. Again, we have to move on. No one's going to feel sorry for us. It doesn't do us any good to feel sorry for ourselves, but it's not a good feeling. So, again, we all feel that. We all share that. We all own it. Right now, it is what it is. Tomorrow we'll be back, trying to improve it, trying to change that outcome and do what we can do, but it's not a great feeling.
Is he? I gotta go back to that question.
Yeah, he's a huge player.
He's in his jersey now. Yes, he's still.
He's still. Great job. Again,
he didn't shower. Yeah, he did.
Great job.
He's gonna go home like.
Did a great job throughout of battling, and that's huge. The defense picked us up, got us off to a great start, and again, as a unit, as offense, myself first and foremost. We can't score. We have to make sure that we capitalize on things like that. So, and do everything I can to be better.
Thank you, Bryce.
My man said this. He's committed. He said, "I'm gonna be in the film room, watching film in my uniform, and that I'm gonna recreate the game experience." What the heck am I doing here? Where is Cody at? There we go. Good God, thought he was gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
He kind of looked like he was gonna cry a little bit. I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to call him out a little bit, but
I mean, I can
like
it's.
Yeah.
I would be.
You know what this makes me think of, Tony?
What's that?
Your tweet.
Oh, about the dog.
Yeah, I don't want a guy who's rolling over. Like it feels like he's rolling over there.
Mm-hmm.
I want a guy who's like, we need comes out here with energy. Like, yeah, it's on me, but I want a guy who sounds sorry for himself.
Right. Like there's people in the chat room now saying that he's got that dog in him. this right there shows you he doesn't. Like this is not showing you have that. I'm not saying he doesn't, but this is not showing that. Like I
He's
totally
gonna
understand
walk
being
home
upset.
kicking
I get
rocks
that.
in his jersey, in his uniform, like a kid leaving the game. Oh my gosh, this sucks, man. I mean, I feel bad. I don't want to dump on him as a person.
Right.
I agree.
It's like that's not going to help me
What-
feel better about my life. But at the same time, he's not been playing well.
No, he's
And
not been playing well. But also,
Not-
any quarterback, we would have been tired of hearing. Like what do we expect him to sound like? Like,
no, like you can't have a reaction that's going to be acceptable to it, not acceptable, pleasing to any of us. I just think it's wild. David Newton says, "You're in your locker room. Everybody else is showered. Everybody else has gone home. You're still in your uniform, dude, doing this press conference." I kind of feel like, is he going to be like Russell Wilson? And Russell Wilson's just a total dweeb. It's like
he produces like Russell Wilson. I'm okay with that.
Well,
I mean,
the old
listen,
Russell
but
Wilson.
It's also what I said earlier. I'm tired of the Boy Scouts. Like, imagine. No, okay. So I just asked, what do we expect him to say? You know what I would have liked him to have said? I would have liked to have heard a cuss word. I'm being serious. I would have liked.
I love that.
I wanted to hear him say, "I'm fed up with this shit." We all are. We all are fed up with it. The fans are fed up with it. Nobody's fed up with it more than me. I want some edge, man. I said this earlier. I'm tired of the Boy Scouts. I'm tired of the Carolina Panthers being the team where every good guy that doesn't have elite talent, but is a great guy off the field, comes here just to look fucking mediocre as hell. Now, enough of that shit. Say that we're done with the bullshit and say something that sounds like the Panther fans feel like. That's what I want to hear. It's not coming from Bryce. It's not coming from Frank Reich. I don't know what coach it's going to come from. The only people I ever hear it from are from Panther fans. By the way, Tony, we got like 15 more super chats. Like we got like
read them out. Read them out right now before we play this.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Or pull them up. Pull them up. Just sending my condolences to you guys for having to cover this garbage. I'm out. Can't be bothered to waste my time with this poor product anymore. Kegafort, thank you for the super chat. That's my fear right there. Is what's happening is it could be apathy of brewing. Will Robinson _843, $10 super chat. Thank you so much for your support of the program. We are in trouble, but trading the farm is absolutely stupid. Come on, Cody. Did you talk about Miles' stat line? I thought Miles actually had a couple of good runs. I think you're kind of being hard on. I mean, not being hard on him. I'm not going to defend him. I think there was moments that he looked up better than he had in the early weeks. But I mean, the groin injury. Nothing is good. I don't care, and I don't want to hear Chuba Hubbard is good either.
Chuba Hubbard's a better running back than Miles Sanders.
Okay, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to fight over it. Josh Dyson with $4.99 super chat. I'm sorry, CJ Stroud would not look any better in this offense. Maybe Richardson because of his legs. Please stop with the cap. I don't know if we can really say that. I mean, I get your point, and at this point, I'm to the point where I have no argument in me. Like I'm not have any real opinions that I care that deeply about this team, other than like Jesus sucks. But we can't know. You know what I'm saying? Like as of right now, the evidence is that okay. I guess you can make a bunch of excuses of why he would be in a worse situation, but right now, the other two guys both came into places with new coaches. Both came in as rookies. Both started from the beginning. Both perennially bad teams.
The natural 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Like picks.
Yeah.
So.
And then, I mean, and they're just performing better. Whether or not it would be in that hypothetical world, in this world, they're outperforming Bryce Young. Lou Vert says $1.99. Thank you. He said, can we get a counter? We can, but it would
just soundbite
buzzing all like crazy. Thank you guys for the support. We really need it at this point just to keep us coming back. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, Calvin VA again. I just want to say, so Greg don't try to misconstrued my last call. I'm not saying Bryce is a bust. I think Bryce could be a great quarterback, but you can't just keep blaming the receivers at this point, but he's got to get the ball off way quicker than what he is. It is what it is, man. If you can't accept that, then you can't. Bryce has potential. I don't think Frank Wright calling the plays is helping him one bit. It's probably hurting him, actually. But just want to say, I don't think Bryce is a bust. He's got the tools, man. But in case y'all was wondering, this ain't the year. This won't be the year. You might as well just look to see what we can build on. Anyways, guys. Peace.
There's a tweet out from @704 Sports Guy. He put breaking news after a disappointing 0-4 start. The Carolina Panthers have fired head coach Frank Reich and will elevate DC Giro Evero as interim head coach. Oh man, the fact is that you know what? I almost feel like I have to check to see if that's real. Like, is that so fucked up? Is that actually could be a real tweet?
What do you think David Tepper's doing right now? Like, do you think he's just like, do you think he's just like freaking out? Like, is he just livid? I don't understand. And
I mean,
then, by the way,
it's not an unrealistic. I mean, it's not crazy to say, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I paid this guy to do all of this, but this is not working. I mean, you could say, I mean, you could see him doing. I mean, I could see him actually doing that.
Hey, and you know what? I swear to you, I would rather cut bait too early than cut bait too late. I mean, I think that we've done the too late thing a lot. And if he does fire Frank Reich, a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, you can't fire a coach after the first year." Dude, David Tepper has to continue to do things differently than he's ever done before, because right now, literally nothing that the man does has produced any kind of W's. And now the big rumor, the big conspiracy theory that everybody has is that all of our coaching staff wanted Stroud, and that David Tepper is the one that, and Federer, they were the ones that wanted
Nicole
Bryce.
Tepper.
And Nicole Tepper.
Because she was like, I can see eye to eye with this guy.
And
finally.
like, what could we say to them? Like, we can't say anything to them. We don't have proof.
We don't have speculation.
We don't have proof to the contrary.
If that's the case, then you're right about Federer. He's wrong. He's wrong for the job. If that's the case, also the people that have said that Tepper is a bad owner, like the problem, that might be the first thing where I really say, you know, yeah. I mean, if he's like doing that. Then it's because other stuff, like you've always said, is like, you can't fire the owner, and you're not. He's a billionaire, but like he can only be so much of the root problem unless he's just flipping out and firing everybody without cause and doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would be meddling to a level that prevented the people that he just hired to have success. I just don't know. Look, last week I didn't think we were going to win this game. I didn't pick the Panthers to win. I don't think we're going to win the next two games. I do think that the way we're losing these games, though, hurts more. And I don't know if I want to be blown out, but I just don't understand how your defense scores a touchdown. You hold the opposing quarterback to 139 yards with no corners. You got no corners. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you lose this game?
Yeah.
By just not scoring. That's how you lose. You need points to win. That's how you win games. More points than the other team, it turns out.
That's exactly right. And, you know, I want to go back to that Tepper point a minute ago. Like, I honestly, while maybe, like, Frank Reich shouldn't be here, maybe he isn't the answer, there's no way Tepper gets rid of him right now. For the exact same reason we're not going to get rid of Bryce. Because we gave up too much for him. Think about it. Tepper is still paying Matt Rule. He's not, because this doesn't come out of the salary. It comes out of the owner's pocket. He's still paying Matt Rule. If he fires Frank Reich, he's still going to be paying him. Hire another head coach next year. There's no way in hell that businessman is going to be paying 3 coaches for one. There's absolutely no way it's happening.
I mean, that's probably the reason why. When you got the fuck you money, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like,
but he doesn't make financial businesses. That's a bad financial business.
And interest on his accounts. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
probably right.
Yeah, but okay, all right. Let's say that the offensive coordinator for the Lions is the next big name to be a head coach, and you have an opportunity to get him. It's like that's what I was saying earlier. Would you rather be too early with something or too late with something?
Well,
I would rather be too early. And you know what makes this all the harder to swallow? This does not seem to be changing anytime soon.
I don't know how it does.
No,
That's what
we
I
don't.
would say. It's like what. In fact, the defense is arguably. I know people are talking about it like the run game and stuff, but the defense has outperformed our expectation. So, like, the only way this could, like, you can't really get much better. It's not like all of a sudden we're going to be holding teams to 10 points. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, unless this offense just suddenly figures out how to score, it's going to be like this for the next,
foreseeable
13
future.
games.
And by the way, CK made this point earlier when we were watching. What free agent is going to want to come to Carolina?
Exactly.
What
And
free
that-
agent is going to want to come to Carolina and be a part of what we're doing? I just like, who, for what player or for what coach?
Well, and it's not even the players, or it's the coaches and the GMs too. Like, we're talking about Fitterer being the guy that needs to be fired. But the thing is, if there's not a guy available that we can get to replace him, then you're just firing for the sake of change. We're doing exactly what we did with Bryce Young. You know, we
But a
traded up to get the
fucking
quarterback for the
moron
sake of
can
change.
do better than this.
Maybe
Cody
but
can
I'm
do
saying-
better than this
maybe,
right
yeah.
now. I mean,
I'm
like,
just saying, is there somebody you can
like,
get
we
right
coulda-
here, right now
you-
to get rid of him?
none of our draft. Who is this Deshaun Jameson dude? I didn't even know he was on the team. We have all of these. None of our rookies are any good. None of our players are pan out. Like, I mean, how can you be worse? That's what I would say is this, is make Cody the damn GM. It's like, all right, he might not be the guy that like is going to take you over the top, Cody. I'm trying to, even though I'm not, I think you could. But like, what's the fuck is you could fail just as good as this guy.
But then what's the point of the
we
change?
we could all take over right now. I could take over as head coach. Greg, you could take over as well. Probably the defense would probably be worse with us trying to coach it. But like, we would still be 0-4. We would
I
have the
guarantee
same
you-
record as
Then why
Frank Reich.
fire what you've got right now and still pay them to pay somebody else and get the same result? Is what I'm saying.
Well,
Unless
I
you
am
know
a
you can do
dude
better,
that sits
there's no
in
point in making the change.
in my closet, basically. I mean, it's like, I'm not a football guy and I could do this. I could go 0-4 too.
Right. What I'm saying is, you have a car that's broken down. There's no point in going out and spending money on a car that's broken down, another car that's broken down. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what's the point?
Well, I mean, you got to try to get to work at some point.
That's what
I don't
mean.
know. I don't know. I mean, all right, I guess we're just going to do this is we'll just continue to look at this shit for the next rest of our life. We're going to go to our grave, Cody. And it's going to be right on the tombstone. It's going to be like, these guys pulled for football and football didn't pull for them.
Yeah,
I want to
dude.
ask y'all as Panthers fans, do you guys realistically think that we will win a Super Bowl in our lifetime? Do you think we
I
will
don't
ever
think
see Carolina win?
no.
Right now, how you feel about Carolina? Do you feel like we will ever win a Super Bowl?
No.
'Cause I don't.
It
I don't think
doesn't
I'll ever see
feel
one.
right now. It sure doesn't feel like it right now.
Like, I mean,
man.
there would be no evidence. That's like, there's just zero evidence for it.
And by the way, y'all can call me crazy all you want, but like when I was saying, dude, we should have started Matt Corral for 1 year and then just, even if we were still just as bad, we would have our first round pick and we would be in the running for a quarterback. It's like I'm not. Listen, don't get me wrong. I understand it's going to take Bryce more than 1 year. I'm not like done with him.
Yeah, me
But
either.
it's undeniable that this year's quarterback class has literal blue chip prospects and not players that you're having to talk into, number one, with all the intangible stuff. No, they have everything. You have Caleb Williams, you have Drake May, you have Michael Penix, you have Bo Nix looking good. There's so many quarterbacks coming out this year. We didn't need to rush the quarterback position like we thought we did.
Well, what we didn't need to do is the one thing you can't do. And that is like, it's one thing to have the natural first overall pick and miss. And then you're kind of back at it next year.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is not trading up The problem is trading up and it not hitting.
Yeah.
Like that's the fucking problem. So like, I mean, I don't like, oh, but it's got longer. Is we just didn't hit. Right now we haven't hit. Let's go to the next goal.
Yo, this is G Cavassier. Yo, I'm so fucking pissed. How the fuck did we lose that damn game, man? Are you fucking serious?
What he
This shit
says
makes no
every
damn
week.
sense, man.
And he's right.
I'm gonna say this shit right now. Fire the goddamn fucking coaching staff, man. We had that all-star cast of goddamn coaches, as I call them, the Avengers on fucking Twitters, man. They fucking suck, man. And Bryce is doing pretty damn good, man. But this dude kept fucking, he fumbled, and then run a 4th and goal. You want to get sacked? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. It don't make no damn sense, man. We shouldn't have lost to Minnesota, man. We should not have lost to them punk motherfuckers, man. I'm just sick and tired of goddamn losing. I really am. Now, see, if I didn't have love for Carolina, if I wasn't a diehard fan, I would fucking get rid of all my Panthers shit, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not, because I'm a diehard fan. Give me a thoughts on that, y'all. I know y'all pissed, too. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Hey, Tony, turn down the volume on the cat calls just a little bit. They're kind of staticky and loud.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you for telling me.
Dude, I mean, he's not. Again, what are we supposed to say to that?
I mean, you can't argue. I mean,
like what are we supposed to say?
Right, but it's like he starts his calls. We could go back and play G Cavassier's last 10 calls.
Yeah.
And he says the same exact thing. And that is, I can't believe we lost that fucking game. This fucking sucks. This, and I'm not making fun of him for saying the same exact thing. We're living in a world where it's just Groundhog Day of sucking for us. Like we could just play his call like that next week and just like bleep out the team name. Let's go to the next call.
Yo, it's Lou from Fort Myers, Louis Vert. Game
What up, Lou?
just ended, fourth quarter. Yeah, Bryce gets sacked. And, yeah, man. I don't know what to say. We 0-4 in the season. I'm not mad because my parlay hit. I had Bryce Young under 214 yards, and the reason why I should have been under is because we should have ran the damn ball. Play calling, still horrific, horrible, horrendous, whatever you want to call it. Godly. Screen, we had one deep shot, and it was a PI, right? My coach always told me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We should have kept doing it. Get those PIs. Get Chart. You know what I'm saying? Ball.
I don't. I think it's Bryce.
I
Not
really want to
trigger,
talk about
man.
Bryce's like not decision making, but like I don't want to hear like the O line don't give him protection because like yeah he be getting sacked, but like come on dog, come on you gotta like I don't know. It's going to kind of sound haterish, but it's not at the same time because I have no hate towards the kid. I feel like Andy Dalton would have took that one home, bro. I think we would have won against Minnesota. But, shit. Hey, this second half, we cannot fucking score. We have more touchdowns on fucking defense than we do on offense. And it's bro, 10 points is the biggest lead we had. Defense played, I'm not going to lie, defense played phenomenal, I think, in my eyes. Besides that one PI with Justin Jefferson, not the PI, but the throwaway play where they get to throw that shit, the free throw, I think we did straight, bro. I don't know. I think it's time to let Bryce a little sit for let him play the first, how about this? Let him play the first sit so he can learn. Because we played the whole year. I'm sorry. I feel like we're going to lose 11 games, bro. We're going to lose 11 games. And that's where you ask yourself, is this a winning team or a rebuilding team? Because you can't say rebuilding, we ain't got no picks. And if even we had great picks, motherfuckers are retarded. So we just wasted on people like C.J. Henderson. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. Keep pounding.
We got killed in the third quarter. This game just lost in the third quarter for the Panthers.
What else is new? It's the same thing every week. The second half of football games, we disappear. And the play calling is just terrible. Like, Tony, we can admit now, right? The play calling is dumb. It's dumb. Like, how many times, like, they were literally booing the offense in the third quarter when we kept running Miles Sanders right up the A gap for, 1.5 yards per rush?
Right.
Like, it's so completely uninspired. And that's why I'm saying it looks like they don't trust Bryce. Like, they're so limited on offense. By the way, Laviska Shenault looked good today. Why are they not making it more of a concerted effort to get him the ball when apparently they were going to be playing him like Deebo Samuel? Ain't no fucking Deebo Samuel plays on this fucking offense. They're gone. We don't have any of that. Like, the play calling is so boring. It's so uninspired. And you hit the nail on the head, Tony. He should have let Thomas Brown call the plays first. So that way, if it went bad, it could have gone to Frank. Now,
because he can't do it now.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
he's gonna get
it can't
fired if
do
he
it.
does that.
Yeah, if you're already going to give up the play calling to your offensive coordinator when the reason why you were hired is because we wanted a head coach that could call plays, come on, man.
Let's go to the next call.
It's JJ calling in from Louisville again.
What up, JJ?
Well, this is my first time. I don't know why I said again. But, man, this is some bullshit. This is some straight up BS. We don't deserve this. We do not deserve this. This is an outrageous, like, big old helping of bullshit they just put in front of us as Panther fans. And they keep saying, here, take it, because this is all you getting. Some straight up BS, bro, every single year. Man, I don't know who, I can't remember his name from last week, but he called in. He was a father. He said he had to put his child in the other room. I think his name was Henry, because he was just straight up, he was spitting a whole lot of fat. He was like, fuck David Tepper, fuck Frank Wright, fuck Scott Fitter, fuck all them motherfuckers, all that bullshit. And you know what? He was speaking from the heart, bro. That was some real passion, because that's how I fucking feel too, bro. Fuck all of them three, bro. Man, get the front office up out of here. Get David Tepper out of town if we can. Frank Wright needs to go. We're 0-4. Fuck all these players too. And I know Greg's going to be like, he's going to bring up Bryce Young. And you know what? Bryce Young played like whatever, bro. I ain't got nothing good or bad to say about him. You know, it felt like any time we were just about to capitalize, the offensive line was like, yup, we're going to not block. Bro, we can't even run the ball. We can't run the ball against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL until the last 2 drives, basically. Are we fucking serious right now? And this is BS, bro. Frank Wright ain't putting these guys in the best position to win football games on offense, and his primary thing to do is offense, and it's evident, bro. I got to see more first down runs and fucking just bubble screens and keeping Bryce straight in the pocket instead of rolling him out or doing something else, but the same thing over and over, bro. And the thing is, this is the same problem the Colts offense ran into last year when the offensive line was garbage. A whole lot of fumbles with Matt Ryan, can't move the ball, generic bland, all this bullshit, bro. And it's happening here, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, especially when we see other rookie quarterbacks having success. And not everything is Bryce Young's fault, but we just can't get shit right in Carolina. And it just feels like that. But we're going to keep pounding because C3 is the best podcast ever.
Appreciate you, JJ. Hey, how about all the people that were like, Chandler Zavala, he needs to play left guard in favor of Brady Christensen. That'll be hey, he played next to Icky at NC State, right? Brady's just a swing tackle if you think about it. Bro, suck my fucking nuts. I've been telling y'all that Brady Christensen is one of the best offensive linemen on this fucking team, and y'all wanted to put all your faith and trust in Chandler Zavala? Give me a fucking break, man. The proof is in the pudding, dude. Chandler Zavala should not be starting right now. And Akim Ekwonu, the guy that we drafted number 6 overall to be the franchise left tackle, can't play the position. and people aren't mad enough. They're not mad enough. He's a guard. He's a guard on every day that ends with a Y.
Those people are real people. The Chandler Zavala people. And now, when they go down to suck Cody's nuts, remember, it's going to be a pleasant experience because we're sponsored by manscaped.com.
Yeah, baby, that's the baby's bottom.
And with the promo code Panthers, you can have nuts like that. Promo code Panthers, Manscaped, get 20% off fantastic men's grooming products from the Lawnmower 4.0. Big surprise, big upgrades coming out. They don't want to let you know yet. There's a big surprises coming from the Manscaped world, but they also got the Beard Hedger. Look, I'm wearing this wonderful shirt. I can't tell you, man, it's a really comfortable shirt. And then people go, oh, man, your balls must be wonderful. And Chandler Zavala sucks them. Promo code Panthers, 20% off plus free shipping. Get your all their greatest men's grooming products from Manscaped from head to toe. Manscaped.com. Got your back, and you'll go down there and it'll be glorious. Gosh. What this is armchair. It's armchair GMing and coaching when they're just like, you're just like, duh, Zavala. Look at this. Look, never even heard of this dude before this year. Never knew this guy, Chandler Zavala. But you know what? Look. Oh, wow. He's this big. He played at NC State. All of this. And I'm just going to fall in love with this dude for no fucking reason yet. And then you're going to just talk shit about whatever his name is, Brady Christensen, because you didn't like him. You didn't like him for some reason. Whatever reason, you just chose. And look, I admit this. I choose to like and dislike players. I choose to say I don't like these guys. I like these guys. Like, they just rub me the wrong way. It's being fun and being a fan. But you had no reason to believe this guy was going to be better. And he fucking stinks. They all stink. Jamie, where the hell is Jamie Robinson at?
Are you ready to be out on James Campen like we were on John Matsko?
Done. Yeah, he can't coach shit.
Who are we in on is the question.
Nobody right now, Greg. Who should we be in on?
I don't think anybody. I'm just asking. I didn't know if there's anybody we were in on. So we're on everybody right now. I'm cool with that.
I don't know. I feel like Adam Thielen out there.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. Let's go to the next goal.
So, this is Chase from Anderson. So, after 16 quarters of NFL play this year, Brian Burns has been absolutely irrelevant for 15 of them. Yeah, that guy that everybody or so many people want, where's Pam? He's a top 5 player. Brian Burns is a bitch. He's in the bitch category now. I can't say he's being doubled or chipped. I've seen this dude too many times. This game and last game getting manhandled one-on-one by a tight end. And backup tight ends of that. He's a bitch. Brian Burns is a bitch. I'm calling you out. You're a bitch. And I see Frank Wright. He coaches like a loser. He calls plays like a loser. No sense of urgency. Frank Wright is a bitch too. A loser-ass bitch. This has got to be the worst football team I ever fucking seen in the NFL. Ever. What's running up the middle? Because it's working so well. Not. Keep running up the fucking middle. It doesn't fucking work. Quit doing it. Where's the sense of urgency at all this season? There has been zero sense of urgency in this game. Or any game this season. And for any fans that calls in, hey, y'all need to calm down and keep pounding. Calm down. We need time. You know what? Shove it up your ass. You just as big as a fucking loser-ass bitch as Frank Wright and Brian Burns. Man. This is bullshit. Next season, 2024, unless they fire Frank and Scott Fritter, it's going to be even worse. Next year's going to be even worse. Now, I'm to the point where it's going to be 2025 before we even have a competent team that might win one game in 2025 or 2 games in 2025. 0 wins this year. I'm going to say 0 wins next year, too. Bunch of punk-ass bitches. All of them.
Yo, we got 14 more weeks of this. you know it's going to be the best podcast where people are going to feel the best like this season? The bye week.
Once we fire someone.
It was a bye week.
The bye week, nobody's going to be complaining about a loss.
Yeah, because we'll be able to play. We'll be able to watch Red Zone the whole time and not have to watch the fucking Panthers stink up the joint. Hey, real quick, hang on. We got some more super chats from our lovely Panther fans. From Jay Thomas with the $4.99 says, after seeing Andy Dalton and how much better we looked, I can safely say a lot of this is on Bryce. Stats with the $5 says, does Dalton win the game? Do we continue to play Bryce if Dalton can win games? Are wins more important than Bryce's progression? Does Dalton's first season equal a W? I'm assuming he's saying. And these are all relevant questions, man. These are all questions that we're asking ourselves right now. Kristen Ledane, Reich needs to stop feeding Sanders the ball. Shake my head.
I have one question. This just popped in my head because we mentioned earlier with the Bryce Young and the kill. It seems like he's killing every play, right? So if Bryce Young is killing every play, then how do we know that Frank Reich is not calling a play that was a better option? Bryce Young is reading it wrong and killing it, going to the next play. Do we think Bryce is switching to the conservative play? Is what I'm saying. Good.
Look, it's hard for me to argue against someone right now saying that the play calling isn't good, right? But I also see this as like we don't even know if it's bad when he's just not throwing the ball. Right. I mean, he's sitting back there. There are multiple plays that I watch, and he is just sitting back there, and you're like, oh, nobody's open. I don't know if that's even. I think we just say that. I don't even know. It's just like Andy Dalton found people open. He just threw it. You know what? You got to throw the ball. You can't get a hit if you don't swing. Right. You know what I mean? And like, so I think you raise a good point, Greg, is that one, it's like a calamity of all errors. Is like, it's probably him not calling plays. It's Bryce being scared, hesitant to throw the ball. And I tell you, there is nothing worse than a quarterback that don't throw it downfield. I've seen too many of those Chris Winkies. Who was the other guy that we drafted? Even Clausen, just scared to throw it. Yeah. And I hope that Bryce is not turning into one of those people. Like
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, well, at least he threw it. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
I don't know, man. I feel like Noah. I know. Let's go next. Go.
What's going on, my Panther family? D, time for North Carolina. Hey, just want to say, like I started any other time, I love every single one of y'all. Tony, Cody, CK, Greg.
Appreciate you, brother.
Baby, just all of you. I love the content. I love what you do for this Panther community. Now, with that being said, this one hurt a little bit. This one stung a little bit. Kind of like that Atlanta game, for example. We should have won that game. This game, we should have won this game. And if for some reason we was to go on a run and we missed by a game or two, if that was the case, we'll be looking at this Minnesota game and we'll be looking at this Atlanta game as two of the sample sizes of why we wouldn't have got in if it was that close. As far as Bryce, so flashes. Rookie quarterback, I'm still going to be sitting there with the flashes you expected. I will say probably an unpopular take. I don't think we win this game even if we would have had Dalton at quarterback. I'm just being real. Not to take anything from Andy, but, I mean, this was a game where, like, really, we had the 99-yard interception, Sam Franklin, beautiful thing. But, like, that was a play that really, let's be like, that was an anomaly for us in this game. Chuba Hubbard ran strong at different points of it. Sanders, I just don't know if he's got a flat tire or if our line is just not making these holes. I really don't know. But I noticed as soon as they was able to cancel Thielen out the game plan, it was a wrap for us. But like I said, I'm going to keep pounding. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch the game again later. I see some other holes and see whatever else we had going on. I am proud that our defense did fight to the best of their abilities in this game. That fumble by Bryce, it really sucked. But this is the pains we're going to be growing with. Like I said last week, we're not a good football team. We can't put a whole game together. Hopefully we'll get closer and closer to that. I'm still a Panther, and I love every single one of y'all. Keep pounding. D from Sanford, North Carolina.
Pounding, man. Yo, he's become one of our best cat callers, man. Every time he calls in, he's great, man. By the way, the Panthers are 0-54 in games where we've trailed at any point in the game.
Somebody emailed me and said that that's a wrong stat. They said
they're wrong.
No, he said this. He provided the game. This was Mark. Mark, he said last year we were down 7-0 to the Saints and we won 10-7. So we'll have to go check that. So
weren't we down to when Cam Newton's time? Weren't we down to the Eagles and Cam Newton came back and that one really good game, like towards his last years with us?
I mean, what year? I mean, there was plenty of times Cam came.
Yeah, that may have been too long ago.
So long ago.
Hey, so listen, y'all know I'm normally Tony. You know I'm not the superstitious type, but doesn't it feel like the Panthers are cursed?
Yeah.
Like it feels like there is a dark cloud hanging above this franchise's head, and no matter what we do, try as we might, it's like we're doomed to be in this endless spiral of never having any hope, never having a good offense, never having a quarterback. Like it's like I don't get it, man. We're the new Browns. We haven't done it as long yet, but we're the fucking Browns right now, boys. Straight up.
I just don't. I think I don't expect otherwise, Cody. You know, at this point, it's like I just turn on the TV and each week, and I don't expect anything different. You know, it's like I would be surprised if we weren't bad. That would be crazy to me. Like, is nothing. Man, you ever watch Dan Campbell over there going and watch drinking beers, having fun? Why can't we have fun? Why can't we be happy? We can't have nice things. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, C3, it's Kyle from Spartanburg. That was a tough one to watch. I mean, our offense only got 3 points, really. The other 10 came off a turnover, so really it should have been, 3 to whatever we lost to. I mean, I was proud of you, Turf, for really stepping up this game when Burns, I mean, he had a couple flashes, a couple pressures, but other than that, he really wasn't there. Pretty much you knew the game was over when Deshaun Jameson, an undrafted rookie out of Texas, had to cover Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the league. I wonder how that would go. But overall, I mean, you know, Young had an 83% completion rate. That was pretty good. The fumbles are a problem, but I mean, he's slowly getting a little better. But I mean, overall, it was just a really tough watch. Not really sure what to see for improvements in the future. I mean, it's just going to be tough these next couple weeks. I mean, 0-6 most likely will happen. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, keep pounding, and you know, we don't really have a first-round pick, so I'm not really sure what to look forward to, but y'all have a great show.
Appreciate it, man.
Did anybody know who this? I mean, I've said this like 7 times on the show. I don't even think the chat has said anything about it. Who is this Deshaun Jameson dude? Like, did anybody know he was on the team?
That's our best player.
Now we know he's our
He's our dude. He's the fucking man. He's the player giving us hope. I mean,
where did he come from, though? It says, look, he played with the 49ers last year. He was signed on August 30th. He was claimed off of waivers. We claimed this guy off our waivers, but we can't get a draft pick who had all of camp to play.
No, he's our best player, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. By the way, if you would like to participate, to the 310 people watching us right now, in the chat, we put up a poll. Who should start at quarterback next week? Bryce Young or Andy Dalton. Get them votes in. Let us know.
Can you go backwards? Can you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can. I was going to say, I had another poll up there earlier. I just ended right before that, 166 votes about who has the most blame, play calling, the GM, the quarterback, or the defense. And overwhelmingly play calling, 47% play calling.
Bringing it up, in fact, we need to play Mega Mango. Speaking of...
speaking of like
a lot of people watch
like,
yeah,
doing stuff like that, dude. I'm not picking any Panthers players on the free for all again.
No,
I'm not. I'm not doing
it last.
Yeah, because even for as bad as we look today, I put Bryce at less than 214 and a half yards, and you know he fucking got it, dude. What an embarrassment, man.
Look, there for all the people that are watching right now. If you're a C3 super fan, you're eligible for the Mega Mango card, where after each game, we've been filling out this Mango card. Sadly, there's been no Mango action in our watching of this, but we're getting close to giving away a Jonathan Mango jersey. Poor fellas. Poor person.
If anybody still wants that.
We had a defensive score.
Yes.
Let me see. Duplicate.
Yo, we got a chat from Christ Courage that says this team makes me feel like the 17-year-old orphan that was never wanted.
Yeah, it's like you hear those commercials. It's like you don't have to be a perfect parent. You be to adopt a kid, and they're like, nobody wants to adopt a teenager. You're like, oh, nobody wants to adopt the Panthers right now. Did we have a fumble recovery this game?
No, they did. We did.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. What about the batted pass? No, okay,
that wasn't a fumble.
But I got us on a
Actually, no. Technically, we did. Didn't? What's his name? Marshall catch a ball, fumble it, and recover it.
Yeah, that's right. Terrace
no, that's a defensive fumble recovery, dude. That ain't you don't get to fumble your own ball, and you gonna get to recover your own fumble and get a Mango here.
I hear you. I'm just playing.
We're one special teams touchdown away from giving a jersey. We're one Mango jersey. How about this? Which is the longer odds?
The Mingo jersey or Mingo touchdown.
The Mingo
right now.
touchdown, right? Yeah. That's crazy. C3 super fans for $1.99 a month, you can support the show and you get some perks like this. All right, let's go to the next goal.
Hey, you know who the fuck it is. Booyaka! Man, that was a rough game. It was a good game, but it was a rough game.
Love the bathroom acoustics.
The Truth actually fucking had a great game, man. 25-32, 204 yards, 0 TDs, 0 interceptions. He's actually masterful in the second half, besides that fucking one mistake that he had, which was a fucking fumble. But overall, man, I came out of this game really impressed with Bryce Young. I was impressed with his accuracy. I was impressed with his poise. I was impressed with him being able to invade defensive pass rushers when they were not rushing free. This offensive line is fucking horrible. I got a lot to say to you, man. I really do. Besides the 2 TDs Kirk Cousins threw, Bryce Young outplayed fucking King Pope Kurt. The guy that Gregory said was on his way to the Hall of Fame about a week ago. Kirk Cousins went 12 for 19, 139 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. It's not very good, but it's good enough to fucking help him get the fucking win. Brian Burns, you son of a bitch. It's like I said, it's time to start selling assets. We are 0-4 now. It's time to fucking surround Bryce with weapons. Adam Thielen can't be our best weapon. And where the fuck are our tight ends at? And why the fuck is Icky getting beat by fucking safety? That's embarrassing, bro. You're a top 10 pick and you're getting beat by a safety off the pass rush? Chuba had a great game. Miles Sanders.
Say this shit with a straight face.
Gregory. Christian McCaffrey. No difference between Christian McCaffrey and Miles Sanders. Fucking liar.
I never said there was no difference between
dude.
the two.
Miles Sanders is a joke. Chuba deserves to be the starting running back for the Carolina Panthers, man. And I'm sorry that I've been shitting on you, Chuba. That should have never happened, bro. At least you have the audacity to come to work and do your fucking job.
Time to give me some credit for that one.
Our front seven is ass. Our offensive line is ass. We need to surround Bryce with weapons. Frank Reich, dude, you can't fucking run the ball every first down, and we can't call a fucking screen pass play every fucking drive, bro, or every possession. Man, this is you, baby, and boys, we got a long night. We got a lot to talk about.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense.
I want you to remember what he said about Chuba Hubbard, and I want you to listen to the first words of this goal. Right at what did he say?
Hey, you know who the
Listen
fuck
to the
you-
very first
Booyaka,
words.
booyaka, booyaka! Man, that was a rough game. It was a good game, but it was a rough game. The Truth actually fucking had a great game, man. 25-32,
All right,
200.
he said this. My man said Chuba Hubbard looked great. Chuba Hubbard had 46 rushing yards today.
Yeah, he lives in his own world, man.
He said that Bryce looked great. And he didn't have a touchdown. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, he didn't look great. But if your point was, which he then went on to say, is that he had one of his better game, I guess you could say. He also had a fumble that they gave up for a touchdown. So, yeah, he didn't throw a pick, but, I mean, that's the same, isn't it? As running it back a pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how – this is how fucking traumatized we are. We're traumatized as fans that we look at a guy and say, he had 46 yards. Fucking great. This running back. Fucking Miles Sanders.
But okay.
You're a fucking
but,
bum.
Tony.
But look at this other guy who is just one less of a bum.
Keep in mind that more than 70% of the fan base has been yelling that Chuba Hubbard's fucking trash. That he's not good.
He still is.
Can't
He
fall forward for
averaged
3 yards.
He didn't
Nah,
disprove.
bullshit.
He didn't disprove that this
Bullshit.
game.
He's the best running
He
back.
didn't do.
on
He didn't
our
do
fucking
anything
team.
to disprove that
He
this
is
game,
the
though.
best running back on our fucking team right now. I hear nothing
Look at
else
that
of it, dude.
that
Nothing
tall
else
midget
of
over
it.
there. Look at
Yeah.
that really tall midget over there.
Bro, that's the tallest midget you've ever seen in your life.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not. He's just standing beside the shortest midget in the world.
He runs harder than. How about this? On third and short,
he had 41 yards.
On
He
third
didn't run
and short.
shit.
On third and short, I feel much better putting the ball in Chuba's hands than I do Miles Sanders by a long shot.
This is what it feels like to be a battered woman.
I can't
And
argue
you
that,
just
Cody,
don't think your life is supposed to be better than this.
Yeah, I can't argue that, Cody, about Sanders and Hubbard, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't make Hubbard any better. You know, like just because you're saying Hubbard is maybe
That's
slightly
what I'm
better than
saying.
Sanders, it doesn't mean that Hubbard is a great player.
What's good about him? What's good about him? Tell me what's good about him.
He doesn't stop on first contact.
To
He's
the
got
tune
bet-
of
he's
what
got-
today, Cody?
He's
To the
got
tune of what?
better
41 yards.
catching the
We're
ball.
so
To the tune of
Dude,
what,
he's
Cody?
better in short yardage situations,
What it
and he
result in?
picks up more yards than the guy that we paid the 3-year fucking contract to. And
That still doesn't
our
make him
offensive line is
good.
terrible.
Okay,
Our
I'll give you all
offensive
that,
line
but
is
Cody,
terrible.
what does it result to? Okay, you can have that dog in you. You can be that guy. You can be like G Baby and get hyped about all kinds of crazy shit.
You could say you
But
had
if
a great
don't
game
perform,
with 200 yards
Positive
passing.
yardage.
G Baby, you can
He
talk
has
all the shit you want
more-
to, but you lose every bet you make with
He
me.
has
So I mean, this
more
is just like Chuba
positive
Hubbard. Come on.
yardage. He has more positive yardage behind the dog shit offensive line than Miles Sanders does. And last year, against the
still
Lions,
doesn't make him
Agreed.
good.
he had
Agreed.
Still doesn't
over,
make
he
him
had
good, Cody.
over 100 yards. Yeah, but you're not
Fuck
saying
that.
he's
LaVisca
bad either.
Chenault averaged 7 yards a carry. One attempt, 7 yards. He's better than both of them motherfuckers.
But yeah, because we never give him the ball. They're never
But
expected.
look, I'm just saying he averaged 2.9 yards per carry. He stinks. He's not good. He's not good. I don't care. And then you can keep
stinks.
saying he's
Okay.
better than Miles
Okay,
Sanders.
he
That's like,
stinks.
hey, here's some horse shit. That really stinks.
No, but
here is some cow shit. It stinks a
we
little
paid
less.
Miles Sanders a 3-year deal.
Okay, I'm not
No,
disputing
it's
that. Not
unacceptable.
disputing that. Not
No,
disputing
you
that.
should be,
But,
no, you should be mad that Chuba is better than Miles Sanders.
well, I think D
Because
said
it
it. He
is.
said he could have a flat tire, and I think so. I mean, the groin injury, missed that practice again. That groin has been a problem, and he looks like he lacks explosion. So yeah, I'm not defending Miles Sanders. What I'm just simply with Greg, I think Greg's right, is he didn't do anything. He stinks still, just because.
Nah, it doesn't stink. I don't want to hear that dumb shit.
41 yards.
That's dumb.
How many running
that's
backs
an
in the
offensive
league
line
have more
stat,
than
Tony.
41 yards
Tony,
today?
no. You just read off an offensive line stat to me. You read off an offensive line stat. You didn't read off a Chuba Hubbard stat. You read off an offensive line stat for the Carolina Panthers.
But you're always trying to say the offensive line is shitty.
I maintained the same thing, better than anything that Miles Sanders has done, and we paid him a 3-year deal to come do this shit.
Bijan Robinson, bum. Fucking give me Chuba Hubbard.
Cody, you're not wrong about that. Okay, like the 3-year deal thing does suck, but like, let's be realistic. He was the leading rusher last year, or excuse me, second leading rusher last year behind Josh Jacobs. Okay, well, like you don't expect a guy who puts up numbers like that to come here and be a bum. So I think I think there's way more proof or way more confidence that a player who's proven in the NFL and has done that on that level than putting faith in a quarterback who has not played well or has not played on this level at all. You know, so I mean, it's not a mistake to bring Miles Sanders in. The problem is, Cody.
What does that have to do with Chuba?
Listen, this is the problem. This is what it has to do with Chuba. Cody, you and I take the same test. I get a 31 and you get a 41. Okay, you did better than me. We both still sucked.
Yeah,
that's my
failed.
Point. That's my point.
Yes,
we both
and
still
I
failed.
agree with you
100%,
yeah. Greg. Let's go to the next call.
This is Raleigh. I'm sorry. Call number 2. I want to take and congratulate Gross Matos. Hell, he was doing better than Burns today.
I don't know how his second call came in before his first.
Hey, it's BJ and Raleigh. So this game happened. This line has got to be one of the worst lines I've ever seen in my life. If you sit there as an objective fan and blame this on Bryce, you're really just a hater at this point. That man had no time to throw, no time to process, and purple jerseys were dead in his face all day. And still nobody was getting open with this vanilla play calling. I don't know what we do at this point. I still believe in Bryce because I saw things that Bryce was making chicken salad out of chicken shit today. It's just frustrating to see everything that's just happening right now. We need a lot of help. As always, keep pounding.
Look, I'm not here to defend the offensive line. Like, that's not a hill I want to die on either. Just like I don't want to die on the Miles Sanders hill. I certainly don't want to die on the Chuba Hubbard. But I don't think that you can just say that. I don't think we can just say that Bryce would have been great if if the offensive line was better.
Right.
Because there were plenty of moments where he just held on to the ball. And they said a stat that he holds on to the ball the second longest in the NFL. And Zach Wilson's the other one that holds on to it longer. And look, is what Bryce has not done yet is win the game for us.
Yep.
And I know that might be a lot to ask, but we're down there in the red zone, CK. We're down there in the red zone. We have an opportunity to win, and he takes 2 sacks in a row. Now, yeah, did they blitz on one? And okay, but then you get another, and it's just disaster. Just nothing. I mean, it's like, it's okay. I guess you can blame it on the offensive line, but I've been seeing guys behind terrible offensive line. This line is bad. Is it the worst of Panthers offensive line we've ever had? I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, Hey, real quick, Nirvash with the $15 says, I get what Cody is saying. Y'all are so fixated on the numbers just watching the game. First half, the offense was moving more with Chuba and Chenault. Miles consistently got stoned at the line. And this is what I'm saying. Like, he's out there running behind the same terrible offensive line. But now, even though he's doing better than the guy that we paid a 3-year contract, now he's still shit, even though he's on the same bullshit team as everybody else.
He got more carries than Miles Sanders, though.
Do you think that if Chuba Hubbard goes to the 49ers or the Eagles or any of these other teams with a good offensive line, are you still telling me that Chuba Hubbard looks like a trash running back? Bullshit.
Well, could you say the same about Miles Sanders then?
You know what? I want to actually look at the plays this week, and I mentioned this earlier about the kill. I want to see how many times Bryce Young changed the play and it was a halfback dive up the middle or a BS run for Sanders at the middle, and how many times Chuba Hubbard got the ball where it wasn't an audible play into a run up the middle. Because that's going to be interesting. Because I like I said, Bryce Young changes a lot of plays. So we blame the play calling on the coaches, but he changes the plays 50% of the time into a halfback dive.
Most of the ones that he changed end up being for the better, though.
Sure, if you get a stonewall halfback dive up the middle for 0 yards, is that better?
Well, we don't know, Greg. We have to see if that's what he changed to. He did change from a pass to a run a couple of weeks ago on 3rd down and it didn't work or something like that. Or at least it looked like that's the case.
He's made a few different. There was a play this game. It was in the 3rd quarter. Bryce checked the play on 3rd down. The pocket collapsed. He managed to evade the pressure, step up into the pocket, and got the ball downfield. I'm not saying, but
wow.
Okay. So, all right. So
remember that time Chuba Hubbard looked so good running the ball 2.5 yards?
Oh my God.
He did. He looked better than Miles Sanders. Nobody is disagreeing with that. The fact is, he didn't look good either.
He's not terrible, and no one's about to. Derrick Henry is not going to look good on the Carolina Panthers. Jonathan Taylor is not going to look good on the Carolina Panthers.
They would look better than Chuba Hubbard. You're out of your mind.
Not going to look better on the Carolina Panthers
than Chuba Hubbard.
All running backs only go as far as their offensive line will take them. That's why the position is so devalued in a modern day NFL.
Crazy. Dude, you're losing your mind. You're just losing your mind, dude. You can't.
Managers
literally. Christian McCaffrey fucking ate on a terrible offensive line every year. He fucking got it done.
And it never amounted to any wins. And the point being, your running
more
back,
than 41 fucking yards.
Running back is only truly as good as the offensive line in front of them.
Man,
truly.
Chuba Hubbard, fucking
Chuba
Hubbard. I'll take Chuba Hubbard or
yards.
Saquon. I don't know. It's so hard to tell.
Miles Sanders goes from 1,300 rushing yards to not being able to move the ball a yard at a time. Come on, I have all the evidence.
I'm not saying that the line doesn't factor in, Cody, but you can't say that it's the only factor. That's fucking
you're just
asinine, dude.
No,
you're asinine to say that.
You're just trying to find a way to shit all over Chuba Hubbard and call him bad, even though he's
I don't got his shit over nothing. He's got 41 yards. Yeah, I'm so happy we got Chuba fucking Hubbard. He's fucking amazing.
Line stat. That's an
man, if our offensive line was just so much better, Chuba Hubbard would fucking be as good as Jonathan Taylor. That's what you just fucking said.
The Lions last year. Had over 100 yards against the Lions last year.
What they fucking do?
Yeah, you have a good offensive line. You can run the football. You don't need some top flight fucking running back.
Fucking, what kind of world am I living in right now? All right, next call. That's insane.
GG, baby. I wasn't going to fucking call back. I was going to let everyone, fill this shit up. But Cody, you're smoking crack, bro. At one point in the second half, Bryce was 18 for 18 passing, bro. He was fucking masterful, bro. So how
many points did he get, baby?
On Bryce, bro. What the fuck? Did you guys even watch the same game that I watched? Because what I watched was nonstop pressure in his fucking face. And then you want to talk about blitzes, right?
Why did you fumble the ball, G?
That coaching being able for the coaches to being able to put the players in the right positions. Why on one of those last plays did I see a pass rusher and Chuba went to the wrong fucking side? He went to the left side to pick up a block, but he should have went to the fucking right side to pick up the block when we were down in the red zone trying to go score. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why is he fumbling, G?
Oh, he made one mistake the entire game. And it was a big mistake. I'll give him that. It was a huge mistake. But he made one mistake. One mistake off of a free fucking rusher, which Taylor
That's
Moton
not an excuse.
regressed like
It's
a mother.
not.
Taylor Moton should have fucking split it, kicked out to the right, and picked up the fucking free rusher on that fucking fumble, bro. So don't put that shit on Bryce. What the
Nah,
fuck?
but we need to stop this call. I thought we weren't even doing
Bryce
2
has
calls
no
on the fucking.
fucking help.
Like, listen, it wants to always defend Bryce, but he never wants to put.
Chuba Hubbard.
No, but he never wants to put any of the blame on him when Bryce gives them the touchdown that puts them in the lead. Like, when not okay, you can have a free rusher in your face. Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, they don't fumble the ball even if they get a free rusher that's hitting them. And yes, he's a rookie, but you're not just going to sit there and say that Bryce Young has no culpability in the offense. This is what Greg has been saying for the past, fucking 4 weeks now? Like, you're not going to get away with putting none of this on Bryce. I am not saying, and I have yet to say, that Bryce Young is the problem with the offense. I'm not doing that. But you are out of your fucking mind if you think that he is elevating anyone on this team to another level when the offense looked better under Andy Dalton. That's undeniable.
I don't even care about the fumble, dude. I don't even care about that. First, it's a wash because we had a touchdown return for on defense.
Yeah, but that
was
was way worse. Well, I guess that was a red zone interception too. But I was just saying we were driving, and in order to make this a 2-possession game potentially, and that's when that happened.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. I'm just what for me is like those things are going to happen at times. I mean they're not great. They're not good for the. I just he didn't score any touchdown, and you had an opportunity. You're down there in the red zone,
in a row.
and you just don't score. So I mean, I understand. Look, I understand. Hey, he's a rookie. I understand, and this is why I don't like blame people. It's just like, look, nobody on this team is doing well.
Right.
You know, so it's like I don't have to blame someone, but I ain't congratulating nobody either. I ain't fucking around, walking around high-fiving people for that shit. I ain't walking around high-fiving Chuba Hubbard. Sorry. I'm not gonna walk around and low five Bryce Young. I'm not gonna do that. Because he thank you, Greg. It's kind of like that. I said I'm not gonna walk around and high five Chuba Hubbard, and I said I'm not gonna walk around and low five Bryce Young.
He's making short jokes. Okay.
Yeah, but it's to me it's very similar to the kicker argument, you know. And I know we're not going to get in the argument that we've gotten in a million times on this podcast: is does a kicker lose a game? The kicker can win a game for you by going out there and making the kick. And Bryce Young didn't go out there and throw the fucking touchdown. And I'm not saying yeah, you can give me all these reasons why he didn't do it. He just didn't do it though. He just didn't do it. We didn't score. You got to score points. And yeah, is that on the coaching? Yes. And that's really at this point, this is so systemically bad. I don't know how we can really, this is the time you do say, all right, this is coaching because nothing's going well.
No.
Right. It's like, can they really all be bad? We have the worst players in the NFL at every position. Wow. Scott Fitterer does suck. Let's go to the next call.
All right. There's no what ifs about it.
And this team's in trouble. Short term and long term. Young kid, but they have no faith. Either the coaches have no faith in throwing the ball down the field, or he doesn't have any faith in throwing the ball down the field. The line blows, but it was kind of expected. Last year, the offensive line looked good because they were running the ball. This year, the run blocking looks worse. Pass blocking looks just as bad as last year. Miles Sanders, $24 million for what? They got a rookie, Chuba's second or third year. He's looking better than Miles. Wide receiver sucks. But again, this is something that going into the season, if you look at their skill set players, they kind of expected it. Hayden Hurst does nothing. It's just not looking good. Defensively, the run defense is trash. I mean, Madison or whoever the new running back was, most of the run he wasn't getting touched until he was at least 6 yards down the field. So it's just the team just lacks talent. The all-star coaching staff doesn't look good. It's going to be a long season. And without a draft pick in the first round, they're either going to have to make a trade to get back into the first, or they're just going to miss out. And it's going to be a long season this year and next year. So.
Greg, can you look up what the Vikings running yards were last week or the week before or anything? Give me a stat. Because everything I've heard is that the Vikings couldn't rush the ball. Right? It's like it's just Cousins and Jefferson. And
they had last week, they had 130 rushing yards.
Okay. What did their backs average per carry? Can you see that?
I'll have to dig a little deeper.
Okay.
Hold on. Madison is 4.7 and Ty Chandler is 9, but he's only run the ball 3 times. So, but they just picked up what's his name too?
Cam Akers.
Akers. Yeah.
He had 5 carries today for 40 yards. He averaged 8 yards a carry. Cam Akers did. Madison, who everybody says sucks. They say he sucks, dude. You think Chuba way better than this Madison guy. 17 attempts, 95 yards, 5.6 yards per carry. All I've heard all week longer for the last weeks is the Minnesota can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. We've become a get right team. Oh, you can't run the ball? Play the Panthers. You'll figure it out. You can't throw the ball? Play the Panthers. You'll figure it out. Your defense, it sucks. Oh, play the Panthers. They're going to look great. We're a get right team, man. It's terrible. Here's Anthony from Charlotte. What is Fat Fingers?
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Just left the game. What a fucking embarrassment. I'm so disappointed with this team. Listen, before anyone slanders Bryce Young today, this dumbass Frank Reich doesn't let him throw down the field at all, dude. The play calling is
or he
so
doesn't throw it.
for him. It's ridiculous. He had 25 completions out of 32 passes for 204. You know, a lot of times he was getting blitzed. They didn't adjust. They didn't put extra tight ends on the end when Minnesota was in that blitz look. They just were like, nope, you know, Bryce, just go do it. Go do it. Like, it's just ridiculous. Defense, Brian Burns, you're not elite, okay? You're not some guy that deserves $30 million. You're playing like ass right now, dude. I told y'all when he was going to go up against Darashaw, he was going to get blanketed. The Vikings had a better game plan. I mean, Kirk only threw for 130 yards. They ran at us. They did exactly what our weakness was. Offense, I mean, listen, I think Frank Reich's a dog shit head coach. He's worse than Matt Rule right now. 0-4. We're not winning a game this season, man. We're honestly not. The Bucs stopped the Saints today, 26-9. Even the Falcons are not a beatable team because we already fucking lost to them. I mean, dude, we're not going to beat anyone. Like, we're not going to beat the Texans. We're not going to beat the Colts. We're not going to beat anyone. We're the worst team in the fucking league, man. We are the worst team in the fucking league, dude. And it is not even close at this point. Our head coach is in over his head like the last one. Great job, David Tepper. You went 0 for fucking 2. Embarrassing, man. I'm sick of this. Why can't let's get Bryce Young some help. Or clearly a different play caller, because Frank Reich doesn't let him throw down the freaking field. And today was his best game as a pro, even though he didn't throw for any touchdowns. And yes, I know he fumbled because he's getting sacked again. They don't let him throw down the field. They don't trust him at all, man. Like, I don't understand, bro.
I need
really
people.
Don't understand. Listen. No one really played good, to be honest. But Brian Burns, you're on notice. Frank Reich, you're a loser. I told y'all Brian Burns is fucking overrated. Hype man Lucci, go get your lotion and go somewhere else. Get out of Charlotte. I'm pissed off. Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding. Y'all know who this is.
I want these people who are saying this that they don't let Bryce Young throw down the field. I need to break these plays down and look at it because I don't think you have anything to base that off of. I really, really don't.
Join me this
absolutely
Wednesday, Greg.
well, I will for the all 22. There's absolutely
Yeah.
no way we threw the ball down the field last week with Andy Dalton so much that Frank Reich doesn't call these plays. I think it's what Tony's saying. Maybe he's just not throwing the ball down the field because he has to have the perfect situation to throw it. He doesn't trust his receivers yet, which, okay, I get it. It's part of learning. Or maybe he's calling out of plays that Frank Reich had going down the field because he audibles quite a bit. I do not believe that. I'm not saying Frank Reich's great. I'm not arguing that he should be the head coach and this and that. I'm saying I don't believe that the only reason Bryce is not getting the ball down the field is because Frank Reich won't do it for him. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think what we're trying, and look, some people in the chat are going nuts. Like, look, I mean, look at how great he's passing, and this is them being held back.
Best 5-yard passer ever.
I think that there's probably a truth in all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, I mean, look, as we've seen Frank Reich not call good plays at the right time, and something like you've seen the offensive line stink, but you can't say that like he's holding back. Like we were on the 20, and you're down there trying to win the game. You need a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, he didn't run the ball. They called 2 passing plays. I mean, it's not like, I mean, so it's like at what point is he just conservative at this point? And I think that's fine. I mean, he's a rookie. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could see why that would be the case. I just don't know how we can say with such authority that he has no culpability in it. You know?
But also, dude, so everybody in the chat room is like, oh, well, it's Bryce's fault that he had a free blitzer. You know, just trying to be sarcastic, saying that we're putting that on Bryce. And yeah, no one has said that the offensive line has been good. But are you literally going to sit there and tell me that every quarterback in the NFL that gets hit by a free rusher should be expected to fumble the football? No, it's dumb, dude. No one is saying that the entire offense wasn't bullshit on that play. But damn, dude, how many times does he need to fumble before the Panther fans can admit that he has a problem fumbling the football? It's like, give me a break. You make it harder for people to actually speak good on Bryce Young when you can't say the things that he's doing wrong. It's bullshit, man. Like, you have to be able to hold him accountable. Huh?
How many has he had?
So he had one versus the Saints. He had one against Atlanta, but he recovered it because he jumped on it. And then, yeah, he had one today. And then the 2 interceptions against Atlanta. So it's like, bro, like, okay, a free blitzer. That doesn't get to be your excuse. It doesn't. I'm sorry. You don't have to think that Bryce was the problem with the offense. But you have to put some of the blame on him, man. The dude cannot stop fumbling.
All right, next call.
You know, in spirit of election season, people will go door to door and try to sell you on your candidate. Well, let me tell you, as a Carolina Panthers fan, I'd like to sell you on the Carolina Panthers. A good quarterback is probably really important to you. Good quarterbacking is very important to you. Well, if you think good quarterbacking is screen passes on 3rd and down, dump downs, and missing wide open receivers, and I know you probably don't want the ball thrown down the field. You want drives to take time. We don't want to rush the process. I want to enjoy our offensive drives right before we punt. And you probably if you love special teams, you're going to love the Carolina Panthers. We punt constantly, and we love to kick field goals. Now, let me tell you, you probably like underdogs. I love underdogs. Well, what if I told you our entire secondary is made up of people you have never heard of in your entire life, and they will be put one-on-one with the best wide receivers, and you might just see a miracle, or Justin Jefferson might become your dad. Either way, I think it'd be pretty cool to have Justin Jefferson as a dad. And, you know, you probably like interceptions and turnovers. Well, don't worry. Our defense will get plenty, but you probably don't want blowouts. That's boring. Our offense will always ensure that we keep the game close. So don't worry about that. And defense, you will see a lot of great defense. If you like seeing sacks, you will see Bryce Young get sacked at least 5 times a game. So listen, if I couldn't convince you with that, I don't know what could. If you hate communism, you would love the Panthers because we hate the red zone. Chuba Hubbard played great. Everybody else, that's our team.
I said Chuba Hubbard played great. We're so pathetic.
Better than Miles Sanders.
Hey guys, appreciate everything you do.
Totally.
Just wanted to give you a call. I understand the Bryce Young talk, and he definitely made some huge mistakes today with the fumble and so forth. But the big issue I see more than anything, because Bryce is still a rookie, he's still going to have some issues. But the biggest issue I see is that, for the love of God, the play calling was absolutely horrible today. The clock management at the end of the second half
This is
was
important.
the worst I've ever seen. Like, it was as bad, if not just as bad as Matt Rule. It was just terrible. And why we don't, I don't know, throw vertically is beyond me. I don't know if that is a Bryce thing or a Frank Reich thing. Like, we're just putting the training wheels on them. But the play calling is atrocious. All we do is screen, and we run the ball up the middle. We're not very creative with the run. And and Ike Ekwonu, a lot of people want to talk about Bryce right now, but Ike Ekwonu is looking like bust territory. I know he had a decent, good first season, but right now, this second season, all you have to do is put somebody with speed on the edge. It's game, set, match for him. So, again, I understand Bryce definitely had a bad day. I still believe in him. I still think he can do well. I just think the play calling's terrible. Offensive line is playing like absolute trash. And honestly, all you have to do to win against us is just run up the middle. And you're guaranteed at least 4 yards, because for some reason we just can't get any push up the middle. So anyway, appreciate what you guys do. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you for the call. I want to address Carl Van in the chat. He said moments of brilliance. Just gonna overlook that. I don't think we've been shitting on Bryce, to be honest. I don't think we've been shitting on him. I'm not walking out of here saying he's a bust. I'm not saying this, but I don't know how you can. I guess just completing the ball means mastery. It means brilliance. It's like, okay, yeah, he had some completions. I mean, yeah, they showed some moments that, like, this has been the story with Bryce, is we think we've seen a couple of these moments, but we can't get behind, and we're not going to high five him at this, blow five him. Not no fiving this dude at this moment. I'm not shitting on him, but why should we compliment him? Why should we compliment anybody on this team today? Why was he so sad in the press conference if he was so masterful? If he was fucking masterful, why was he crying in the press conference? We're not dumping on him. Yes. I mean, look, is that the fact is that this team is just terrible. Miles Sanders said it. He said, we're Panthers are not playing good football. We're not a good football team. And that's just, and we got a rookie quarterback on a bad football team. But going back to the play, that everything went wrong at the end of that, at the second quarter. That's when you almost knew it was like, oh, this shit's going to fall apart. Because I thought the only thing that was like, oh, well, we get the ball back when we come out, but then we can't score, right? So you get the ball back. It doesn't matter if you can't score. What happened? We had 3 timeouts. There was 20-something seconds left on the clock, and we had gotten a turnover or something like in field goal range. Or getting close to, and then they get up there. They'll let the clock just run. Why don't you just take the timeout? Well, you can't take them to the grave with you. Take the timeout. What the fuck? What's wrong with it? What are you saving it for? Next week?
Yeah.
Right.
You want to hear? I have a video from Frank Reich. It's not the whole thing, but he's talking about
this guy looks like a president come out as second term. He's already looks old and tired after these press. Like, good God, each week he's getting.
Panthers would do it to you. This is about the play that was apparently only designed for Thielen.
There's one that I called a play for Thielen, and then I realized he was out, and I didn't know he was out. I didn't know he was out fast enough. It was a play that could only go to Thielen, so I had to change the call. And we ended up, that was the one we had to call a timeout on. So that was.
Why in the fuck do you have a play that can only go to Adam Thielen?
What is everybody else doing?
You called a play to Adam Thielen, and he wasn't on the fucking field? What are you saying
But
right
what kind
now?
of play do you design where nobody? I mean, that's a run play.
Yeah, a play
If it can
that-
only go to one player, that's called a run.
Yeah, a play that can only go to a wide receiver that runs a 4.7. That's the only player that can get the ball. Are you fucking retarded? Oh my god, dude.
He's highly regarded.
He's highly regarded.
There you go.
Next call.
It's the White Chocolate Espresso. Listen here. I'm sitting back, drinking my wine, and cheering to all you motherfuckers. Y'all ridiculed me because I said I wanted to run it back with Sam and Wilkes. And y'all called me a moron. Y'all called me an idiot. Who looks like an idiot now? You trade it up. And what do we got for it? 0-4. You tell me Wilkes and fucking Sam Darnold couldn't get us 0-4? No, they would probably been better. It sucks. We got no first round picks either. But no, we needed to trade up for a quarterback. Needed a quarterback. Even though we gave up everything to get him. It was like a fucking Thanos meme. Fucking stupid. Oh man. What the fuck? So guess what? What are we gonna do? Guess trade off all the best players? Is that what we're gonna do? Brian Burns, you weren't there, so might as well get rid of you. Fuck, who else? Anybody. I mean, my God. 0-4, people. 0-4. Bryce Young is looking like Teddy Bridgewater 2.0. Should have just waited till next year. Stuck it out with Wilkes. Maybe bring Wilkes with fucking Andy Dalton. I don't care. But we got what we got. So, end of the day, fuck it. Go Panthers.
Long season. Go Panthers. Good
We still
God.
have like a million calls.
Gentlemen, this is going to be the toughest question
few.
you've got all week.
Not a ton, but few.
I want you to name one thing, just one thing, that David Tepper has done great. I mean, David Tepper, he's effed it up on 2 head coaching hires. He's effed it up on the GM hire. He's screwed it up with the teams from headquarters in Rock Hill. And he screwed it up in alienating pretty much everyone in Charlotte, everyone in the community. Because no one likes this guy. He is a douchebag. So can you think of what is one brilliant, smart, intelligent thing this guy has gotten right since he's bought the Carolina Panthers?
He put the Panther logo on the midfield. That's it. It was, and we wore black on black jerseys one time in our
I was
life.
going to say the
We went black
jerseys.
and black.
And he drank,
I was going to
and
say
he-
the same thing.
and he drank with fans in England.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Man, by the way, the Cowboys are beating the fuck out of the Patriots
Oh, yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
They had like a pick
CMC
six and a
is-
fumble run back for a touchdown.
And CMC is an absolute nightmare, dude.
Yeah, he's a monster.
No, it's only because they got a good offensive line. Nah, Chuba Hubbard would do that. Chuba Hubbard would do that too.
All right,
You're
just wanna say
embarrassing.
that we're dog shit.
To be fair, CMC didn't do that here.
Be fired. Simple.
They said we're dog shit. Next.
Do not trade our best players to rebuild for this quarterback that fucking sucks. Bryce Young sucks. You don't draft a quarterback that can't see over the line. He sucks. Seen it in person. He's good for screen passes and screen passes only. Get his ass off the field. Andy Dalton and 20 C3. Let's go.
All right.
Hold on one second. I need to message my wife real quick.
He says that we don't need to trade players, but bro, you're also saying you don't like the quarterback, that he's a screen quarterback, that he's not tall enough. Well, how you plan on getting another one, my guy?
Yeah.
How you plan on getting another one? We don't have a first round pick, and the Bears are going to have 2 top 5 picks, their own and ours. So they're going to get a quarterback, and they're going to get a wide receiver to give to that quarterback.
They could be
Bro.
drafting 1 and 2, man.
Hey,
You know that?
can I be real? There isn't one player on this team that I love. Not one. I mean, honestly,
Ooh, that's a good
not
question. Is there anybody I love on the team? That's a
Bro,
good question.
I loved Cam. I loved Luke. I loved Greg Olson.
Thomas
I loved
Davis.
Josh Norman. I loved
Yeah.
Thomas Davis. For a
Yeah.
while, I loved KK Short. You know,
But you wouldn't love any of those people if they didn't win football games.
That's true.
That's why he's saying he doesn't love anybody. Like, there's nobody on this team to actually love, to be in love with.
like there are so like, dude. If you
we
started,
got the best running back in the league, Chuba Hubbard. Yeah,
dude, if
bro.
you started asking me who my favorite players in the NFL was, I couldn't even tell you when I would get to a Carolina Panther, man. I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't think of any player. That's why I haven't bought a jersey. I can't think of any players in the team that I love.
Don't like the Panthers. We
didn't
literally
say didn't
don't
like.
like any of our players. We don't like our coach. We don't like our GM. The only thing is we like our colors.
Dude, why do people listen to
I
us,
love our
man?
colors.
What the fuck?
God.
wow.
Oh man. I mean, think about that. We don't like the players. We don't like the coach. We don't like the owner. We don't like anybody. We're the worst fans.
We just deserve better, man. We deserve better. And it doesn't make us selfish for saying that we deserve better, because we do. We deserve better. All of us on this panel deserve better. Every single one of you in the chat room deserves better. Every single one of you listening retroactively in your car, in your truck, whatever you're doing out in the world, you deserve better. Because this team fucking sucks. There's not one great player on this fucking team.
And Cody Lack will be running for president in 2024.
Yeah, coming to the airwaves near you. I guess Piñeiro's been pretty good.
God, Christian McCaffrey is amazing. Holy shit.
Here's the next call.
All right, I had to make one more call because I was listening to calls, and I see a lot of people like trade this person, trade that, trade Burns, trade Chin, trade. Like, if we trade off everybody, we're gonna be worse than what we got now. Realistically, the defense did not play bad. Actually, this is some of the best defensive play calling I've seen. With a 4th-string corner guarding Justin Jefferson.
I've been saying that defense is a
nobody
pleasant
knew who the fuck
surprise.
that dude was until he stepped on the field today. Oh, we get picks, this and that. We get picks, and what do? We just get rid of them. They're just, every pick we pick is dog water. If it's not a first round, the rest of the dudes are shit. Realistically, they're shit. I'm sorry, we're not the Rams. We don't have the great late round picks, the sleeper picks. We're not like the fucking Eagles where we have Georgia did great in defense in college. Let's pick up somebody all the way in fucking South Carolina University. Like, no, come on, bro. What are we going to do with the picks? Realistically. What? Get Caleb Williams? That ship is sailed when we got Bryce Young. I say, fuck it. We stick with Bryce. I'm sticking with it. I say we let Bryce play half the season because Bryce almost got killed today. I watched the game this time. Bryce almost got through a concussion. Would have been up there throwing gang signs on the board and shit. But damn,
I'm surprised he
bro.
didn't.
I don't think we trade anybody realistically. I say some of the free agents that we picked up, some dog shit. Sanders, dog shit. Hurts, we don't even fucking use the dude. We got Ian Thomas out there making more plays than fucking Hurts. So, and the only good free agent we picked up was Thielen. Chark, I'll give Chark maybe his flowers because he made 1 touchdown catch. Like Chenault, we played with Chenault a little bit more, but I don't know, man. I thought I was gonna kick back, drink some beers, and watch us get a win because I thought we were gonna win. After those fumbles, and we didn't convert on a lot of the turnovers that the defense gave us on offense, I was like, oh yeah, this is where, I think it was 13, 14. I was like, yeah, this is where we shit the bag. Right can't, he'll get the lead and he can't fucking hold it, bro. It's like holding a baby oiled up. He's gonna fucking drop it. So, yeah, I say it's the coaching because look, it's a long time. Look what we did with the Wilkes. I don't think it's the players anymore. I think.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. Let's go to the next one.
Hey, this is Bobby Hicks calling about Bryce Young. That man is ass. You can't blame the play calling whenever he's literally killing everything. There's a reason why we run so many damn screens. He can't throw the ball no more than 3 yards down the damn field. And when he does, it looks like shit. It makes the O-line look bad by holding on to the damn ball too long. And he's going to end up getting Thielen killed. Well, that's all I had to say. Bye.
Thanks for your call. I think I won't go that far. I think Bryce has a quick release, man. When he just, I think I said this a couple weeks ago when after who did we lose to? Saints. Playing without confidence, right? It's like, why is and man, maybe it is the receivers. Maybe the play calling has too long of developing routes or something like this. But he's just not loading it up and firing. Andy Dalton loaded up and fired last week, like 58 times, right? But, I mean, it's just like drop back and just throw it. Just throw it. I mean, next call.
Talk your shit, Greg. This your boy Mike, a.k.a. Supreme Leader. Talk your shit, Greg. Talk your shit.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that.
Yo.
I love Mike.
Trying to sell us all these lies. Now, I'm not going to give up yet. Okay.
All these lies.
But I was
You're not giving up, though.
all these things about the truth and how he was going to be rookie of the year. He was going to blow shit up on the league. And I knew that was going to happen. But I fed into the shit. I don't care if the O-line's not helping him, if the receivers aren't helping him. He was supposed to be the truth. Okay? Greg, drop manure on that hill. I'm climbing up. I'll see you there. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, man. Yeah. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. And, you know, this is one of those things where the point in time where I'm at right now is like I've come to the realization, especially with like trolls like G-Baby and stuff like that. Like, this is like religion. I'm not going, no matter what factual evidence I give you about something, you are going to believe what you want to believe, and you have to come to a realization of what you want to believe on your own. So I can't talk to anybody who is staunchly believing that Bryce is the truth no matter what of anything. They're going to have to come to that conclusion on their own. So now I just charge admission for my hill. I sit back. I get rich off it. So that's the way you handle that.
Do you feel bad that to prosper off of my misery? Craig.
To prosper off your misery? Nah,
Yeah,
not
I'm
really.
miserable. Yeah, because this means that the Panthers suck, and they're going to suck.
Not you. Probably G Baby. He feels good off of
I profit like crazy off G Baby. You kidding me? G Baby. Oh, by the way, man, if you want my Cash App, hit me up. So you can. That tab's running pretty high right now.
Yeah, he made a bet with you on the free
Tab's
throw.
running pretty high right now. So
what bet did he make?
300
on Friday?
yards. G Baby said he's gonna get 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Oh, you better pay up, G. You better pay up.
All right, next call.
Hey guys, it's the growl that makes him howl, aka Joey the Blind Panther. Look, man, I think the Bryce concubines owe Greg an apology. Because you know what? Greg is right. Okay? Bryce Young
Greg
hasn't
loves it. He's
shown
eating it up.
yet. That's what he said. He didn't say he'd be bad. He didn't say Bryce Young is never going to be good. He said Bryce hasn't shown it yet. In every game that we lose, every game that our offense sucks, a huge one. Okay? Now, yes, I know our wide receivers suck. I know that. I know Miles Sanders is a fucking downgrade from Deontay Foreman. Like, big time, dude. Like, wow. Like, Scott Fitterer needs to go for that stupid ass trade. That was bullshit. But aside from that, Bryce Young hasn't shown it. Okay? Andy Dalton scored 27 points with the same wide receiving core with the addition of Jonathan Mingo. Even though we saw Terrace Marshall Jr. be more involved today, he was all over the place today. And, that's, a good thing. But then, Terrace Marshall Jr. cannot move. No, dude. Terrace Marshall, no. Something's up with him. I think they're easing him in or something, but tiny sample size. But it's a Bryce Young size sample size. They need to put Bryce Young in some stiletto heels or something. So he's a field and over the line. But that dude, okay, people owe Greg an apology. Greg has never said in absolutes that Bryce Young is never going to be good. All he says is that he isn't now. And I'm still optimistic, not for this year, but for the future, because think about it. When you build those, glamorous buildings like the ones in Uptown Charlotte, like the Bank of America building or the Duke Energy building, the foundation is the least glamorous part. It's just a bunch of concrete and slabs and wires and whatnot. We're still on our least glamorous part, still the foundation. And it's going to take a while. Not that we're used to winning. But hold on tight. Anyway, guys.
Wow. Hey, Kristen Ledane says thoughts on Jeremy Chin today. As somebody who's been kind of hard on Jeremy, I think Jeremy played okay today.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeremy was the problem. There were some times that he really made some good plays.
He had that free rush up the middle for a sec. Yeah. It seems like the more you use him around the line of scrimmage, the more things happen. I know.
Yeah. How wild is that? Use him as a strike safety, man. I'm using Jeremy Chin to blitz on fucking every third down.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they know it's coming. He's so fast. He's aggressive. Just turn him into a heat-seeking missile, man.
Him and Luvu just crashing around. Next call.
What's up, C3? It's Tyler here. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday so far.
Yeah, best ever.
I'm sure the Panther game kind of made it a little less fun, but I don't know. Last week with the offensive line playing how poorly they were, a lot of people were pointing at the coaching, and I was defending the coaching. This week, I'm not defending the coaching so much. I really feel like the play calling is really bad. Just comparing Andy Dalton that game to this game as far as the play calling goes, you saw the play calling open up when Dalton was playing. Again, this game, you see the option, the run up the middle, the screenplays, the deep, dip and dunks, and it was just not good play calling. You gotta do Bryson favors and open up the play calling. You can't just handicap him to this type of play calling and expect him to play well. He was efficient. He didn't do terrible. He didn't do outstanding either. But you can't say this is Bryce. This is play calling. This is horrible. You're handicapping him on what he can, what he's doing. Sure, they took a couple shots, but it's either he's not seeing it or it's Frank Wright. It's one of the two. And if he's not seeing it, why did you move up to number one to get him? I think he can see it. I definitely think there's, again, C3 Stroud's playing well. That's who I wanted personally for us to pick, but he's playing well, but he also, you can see him throwing down the field. And again, like I said before, we picked up Bryce on draft night. C3 Stroud has a hell of an arm, just saying. But I still think Bryce can do this. It's just, you got to give the guy time. Yes. He's going to learn from his mistakes. Yes. But also there's just so many other factors. It's not just one thing. And I think play calling is the biggest thing, but offensive line, weapons. It's just so many things. I think that's a big reason why Panther fans are frustrated right now is because there's so many things there's so many things. And then you add the injuries component to that as well. It's just frustrating. And then knowing that we don't have a first round pick next year, that makes it even more frustrating. So I think Frank Wright, his seat's a little hot, definitely for the play calling. I think, it's a very real possibility we get 0-6, and I think that's when you start to see the play calling maybe change. Maybe not till the bye week, but it's not looking good, fellas. Keep rooting for our team, though. Keep pounding, guys. Have a good one.
I get that call. I think that's the disheartening part about it is everything, and I think the defense has shown a couple of good things, particularly with no talent, right? I mean, and I think too, when it comes back to Brian was thinking about this when the caller said about trading away can't trade away your players and get better. You can't pay. If you pay Brian Burns top money and this is the level of production you get, you're not going to get better either. I mean, how are you going to get other players? It's just everything is a problem.
Hey, it's White Chalk Espresso back for a call.
I'm going to raise some
Let me
super
get this.
chats.
Let me say this. The two plays that cost us, the fumble and the sack at the end. 2 plays. Both plays we had a chance to score. One, just to score and get up. The other one, to tie it. And a fumble and a sack cost us those. Not Frank Reich's play calling. Chance to win a game, or chance to tie the game, chance to go ahead. Guess what? That's not on Frank. It's on the offensive line, and that's on Bryce. But y'all don't want to talk about that because you're sucking on Bryce's dick. Sorry, I'm not putting this on Frank when he had a chance to tie it up and he gave up a sack, and your quarterback's out there fumbling. Sorry, not sorry. Peace.
All right, read the super chats.
Yeah, I will do that. Anthony with $2 says he was at the game. Ian Thomas dropped a touchdown. That is true. He did. Fitterer has to go. I think everybody's on that train at this point. Near Vosh with the $5 says giving some serious props to YGM and Chin this game. Anthony comes back with 5. He says, y'all were wrong about Baker Mayfield. Everyone thrives everywhere else. Bucks division champs. I don't know. I still don't think Baker's a great quarterback. He's failed with more teams and he's been successful. But no, you're right. People that leave the Carolina Panthers, dude, the best thing to ever happen to a Panthers player is to no longer play for the Carolina Panthers. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Let's see who we had. Let's go this one.
Hey guys, this is Zach. Here's my summary of the game.
All right. Next call.
Hey, C3 family. This is D from Sample. This is my second call. And I really need to give the second call because I was just listening attentively to our other family members. And, I hear a lot about the offensive line, separation, things of that nature. And basically where I'm coming at, because I'm always the first one to tell you that the sky is not falling. And to me, the sky is not falling because really they're playing to where they're at right now. Now, we're not going to overly defend Bryce. Now, I look at like Tua. It took him a minute to get to his development, even though he was given a competent front office to help, facilitate that. And then we had, what's his name? Jalen Hurts. Remember them early years in Philly? It was kind of rough, but they had a competent front office and put the players to facilitate his skill set. That's what I asked for when it comes as far as Bryce. But we're not going to sit here and act like he doesn't hold the ball too long.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the play call, they're actually babysitting Bryce not wanting him to take a risk. And that is almost as bad as not being a good quarterback at all. And I understand the whole Miles Sanders issue. We're going back if Miles or Chuba's better. And you're not going to get a clear take on that because, one, you don't have a great offensive line. But at this point, like I said, with Miles with the flat tire, not many holes and openings, and he doesn't have anywhere near remotely the offensive line he had last year, you're going to get these results. Now, I'm hearing now that they're possibly trading to try to get a star receiver. That's fine. But until they open it up and make plays or call plays or dial plays that this kid can make or dial plays that suit Andy Dalton, it's just a waste. I wouldn't trade a thing for a receiver or anything. If I'm trading right now, I'm just getting picks. Because let's be quite honest, you're 0-4. I think it's only been one team in NFL history to make the playoffs after 0-4. That's not a good margin and percentage to go by. But, I mean, that's cool. But the main thing is for people to say that people are not watching football because they have their complaints with Bryce and all that. No, I think you're overly watching in the rose-colored glasses. Bryce showed flashes. Bryce wasn't great today. Bryce wasn't bad today. And he wasn't even good today. He was average today. He would have been good if it wouldn't have been for the fumble. But we've really got to be quite honest. This is going to take a process. Like we said, this is not a good football team. I'm still going to tell you that the sky is not falling.
He would have been good if he found a way to win the game at the end. And then we wouldn't have cared about the fumble.
I wouldn't say that people wouldn't care about the fumble.
Okay. I would care less about it if we won.
I think we would care less about it, but I think that it would be an opportunity. Like, Greg, could you honestly say if he came back and won, you wouldn't bring up the fumble?
I would bring it up, but I would still not look down on it nearly as badly as I do now. To be honest, it does change my view on it because I'm the kind of person that could say you can look back at a couple plays and change things, and it changes the outcome of the game. That right there changed it. We were in the lead going down to add more, and we gave that up. It was a momentum killer. Like, we had the game in our hands, and we lost it then. Now, had he come back at the end of the game, that would have changed that because, like, I can't say, well, we lost the game because of this. I can say, well, he came in spite of this. He came back and won it, but he didn't do that. So it would have changed it. It would have changed it, but yeah.
Finding a way to win, we would have been like, oh, gritty performance by Bryce.
He played
great
through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that one thing, he was all accuracy was up there. Sure, the yardage wasn't there, but look at the other side of the ball. We're throwing the ball over the place. This is a great sign of a rookie learning how to overcome adversity and find a way to win. But we didn't get to say that. We got to think about that and think about a world where that could have happened, but it's not our world.
It's not even just that it's fumbles. It's fumble recoveries for touchdowns. Like, it's back-breaking giveaways. Like, you're not going to say that we're giving unfair analysis by pointing out Bryce is fumbling and Bryce is throwing interceptions. And somebody put in the chat, forgive me, I forget who it was, but it looks like Bryce is playing not to mess up. It looks like he's, like he's trying not to be the reason why the team loses. And in doing so, he's kind of been some of the reasons why we've lost sometimes when factor in the interceptions. And by the way, you look at Atlanta, look at the Saints, and look at today against the Vikings. Every time Bryce turns over the ball, that provides the momentum that they end up using to drive on to win the whole fucking game, man. Like, we're not being honest analyzers of what we're seeing if we don't say that to y'all. And me and CK especially have done nothing but defend Bryce from the jump.
We got a super chat from across the pond. Dexter Henderson, 499 pounds because he keeps pounding.
I see what you did there.
Says, thank God for C3. You guys make it a lot easier to support this team. I'm trying to stay calm, but it's time to panic. I'll try and keep pounding. We thank you across the pond. We understand that this is how I feel.
Freaking out, man. You are freaking out, man.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Next call.
I was not going to call today. I really wasn't. But,
Yeah, right, Pickle.
This is Fancy Pickle. But I have decided I was going to call because, you know what? Some people believe in their infinite wisdom that the same people that hyped up Bryce Young till no living fucking end are the same people basically saying it's nothing is his fault.
There's not been a single person saying that.
Now, are there times there's nobody open? Yes. But every single fucking time Bryce makes a snap, looks downfield, and nobody's open, bullshit. That's a load of horse shit.
I agree. There's no way
or
that
cow
nobody's
shit,
open.
whichever you prefer. It's still shit. And Miles Sanders is just a bust. As a free agent signing, he's just a simple bust. He doesn't have the burst off the line. He wasn't re-signed by the Eagles because he had a lingering groin issue that he's had for a couple years. He doesn't. Last year he played through it. He played great. He had an excellent wide open holes. He doesn't have wide open holes. Yeah, we should have put a little more money to re-signing Foreman, but we did.
It would have been cheaper.
And listen, let me tell you the truth of it. I wanted C.J. Stroud. I know Cody's originally wanted C.J. Stroud. We didn't get it. So life goes on. You like it, you don't like it, life goes on. And gee, baby, dude, for as long as I have been coming to C3, I've heard, and you have been coming to C3, I heard your ass. And every single fucking week, you go off with the same bullshit. Oh, I hate you. This is a bad, you fucking, well, don't fucking come here, dude. Get off fucking Twitter, unfriend everybody, and go your little merry way in fucking Nebraska, wherever the fuck you're from. Okay? I mean, really. But I'm tired of hearing your fucking mouth. And upcoming in the next draft, there will be no hyping anybody up to me, or I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up to everybody who hypes up
shut the hell up.
Because your asses are like Scott Fitter. You don't know talent. Just because you watch a guy play football in college don't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about in the pros.
Bro, people are losing it. Pickle's having a fucking breakdown over there. Somebody's gonna get up. We're gonna have to send a welfare check on him soon.
But G can't get mad. He does the same shit to us and to everyone else. G baby is.
He's a troll, man. He's a troll and keyboard warrior.
G baby is fair game to anybody that wants it at this point. Hey, shout out Nirvash with the 10. He says, thanks for admitting Bryce is a sizable part of the problem. That's all I really wanted from a lot of people who were Bryce defenders. Just because we were critical of Bryce doesn't make us not fans. And by the way, it's also true that Bryce is going to be our quarterback for the foreseeable future. So no matter how bad you wanted Stroud, or no matter how bad you wanted Steve Wilkes, or no matter what, this is the situation that we are a part of. But it doesn't mean that we have to, kiss his toes.
Low five them. We don't have to low five them.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it a buck. And dude, that's what it is, man. There's enough blame to go around on absolutely everyone. And you know what? Bryce Young himself would tell you that.
Right. Well, I think I think this is an equal part, similar to politics, right? It's the people that are most frustrated with Bryce defenders are frustrated with the people who are saying what Pickle's talking about, which is it's never Bryce's fault, right? That is like one person. Like, that's it. Everybody else is reasonable in telling you that Bryce is a part of this. He's not the only issue. We're still Bryce defenders because there is a large chip of this, or large weight that is on the other parts of the team, play calling, offensive line, receivers not being open, etc., right? But nobody that is reasonable is saying that it's not Bryce. But here's the thing. the people that are the Bryce defenders are digging their heels in because the people on the other side are refusing to acknowledge there are some good things as well, right? A lot of times when you have somebody like, for instance, Greg, you've openly said that you felt like he was a bust, right? Already.
Nope.
Yeah, you did. You did 2 weeks. I had to correct you, and you said, okay, well, maybe not a bust. You did. He was after that second game. You told me.
Okay,
that.
so I redacted what I said.
After you said it, but that's my point. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, my point being is when you say that so quickly, and there is something supporting that, right? Supporting that, nothing supports it as far as saying it's a bust. Some things are supporting it that he's having a hard time in the NFL. That part I agree with, right? But that's where the other side of the Bryce defenders also dig their heels in, is because when you have people that refuse to acknowledge when he does, like, I mean, look at his completion percentage today, right? Like, that's a fantastic completion percentage, right? I mean, you want to talk about stats, you want to talk about all that, right? That's something that's a stat that goes along with that. He's inaccurate. He's reading the defenses, he's getting the ball where it needs to be. The problem is that we only want to talk about, when you bring that up, the only thing you want to talk about is how it's not more yards, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
good.
So did you say that was a great time? Bryce had a good game. He had a great completion percentage, or was it? He had a great completion percentage, but look how bad his yardage is. Was that the conversation we had earlier, or no?
No. The conversation we had earlier was you can have a great completion percentage, throwing the ball down the field, 3 and 5 yards every time, screens and everything else. But if it doesn't equal touchdowns, who cares? That was my argument. I can throw 85% of my passes completed. If I don't score, who cares?
But that's my point. My point is you're only acknowledging the negative. And when you acknowledge the positive, it's passive aggressive. That's what I'm talking about. That's why people on the other side dig their heels in. It's the same thing with politics.
Okay.
CK, I love you, brother, but you're CK, you're
I see the mic. I see the chat. You're good.
Yeah, your mic is struggling, brother.
I feel like it's like the dark side of the moon. Let us know what we can do to help.
But I am kind of on your side, though. Like, we need to try. I'm going to try at least to call it even.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not, like I said, there's no player on this team right now that I love. I have no reason to defend a player more than they deserve or less than they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I would like to say that's what we're all trying to do. But hey, man, we're all gonna have our own opinion.
I don't think that Greg has been critical of Bryce today.
I don't think
this is actually like the least I've heard him talk about that. So I feel
but my point, my entire thing is that even when he does things positively, and I'm just using Greg because he's the one sitting here, right?
Yeah,
he's
you're
the one
fine.
with the voice, right?
Good. Yeah.
But like when you see everybody, Bryce isn't it. Nobody's talking about how good his. Like, yes, you can complain that he didn't get a touchdown. You can. The only thing Bryce did wrong today, in my opinion, is that fumble, and that's why I think the majority of this game is on him.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You don't think that having 7 plays inside the 10-yard line in a row, not scoring, is something not a little bit on Bryce Young?
No. What were those plays?
I have to go back and look at it, but I guarantee they weren't 7 runs. And if it was, you can go back and look at it. I guarantee you Bryce audibled in some of those plays, but you could have audibled into a run.
But
look, man, look. You mentioned the other day, 2 weeks ago that I said Bryce was bust, and I immediately redacted it. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks and count the number of times that I've said I'm not saying Bryce is a bust. The same thing old boy said when he called earlier. I'm not saying Bryce is a bust. He's just not ready yet. So yeah, maybe I said that one time and I redacted immediately, but I've made it very clear that I'm not saying Bryce is a bust. And y'all were watching the game with me. When Bryce did well, I gave him compliments. When he does something well, I said, hey, great run. Awesome. Nice pass. Good job. I give him compliments when he does well. The problem is he doesn't do a lot of stuff well. He completes 3 and 5 yard passes a lot. He's really good at that. But beyond that, he's not really great.
I don't even care. I just said this. He had an opportunity to win the game today. He didn't do it.
Exactly.
And not that, and he's the number 1 draft pick. And it's not even being critical. I'm not even saying this. It's like, again, great. What I heard is this, though, CK. I think this is, you're right, is that we get, just like politics, it's the most extreme voices that we hear the most, right? It's like, it's these small percentages on the polar opposites that hijack our conversations. and then they draw us with their gravitational force to one side or the other, to where it's impossible to just be reasonable. It seems like.
Yeah,
but
true.
I am frustrated that people are like, oh, great. And look, this was arguably, I guess you could say, Bryce's best game. Bryce's best game was 200 yards and no touchdowns.
Yeah.
If that's, I mean, like, should we clap? Should we celebrate? Should we? I don't know what to do, because I don't think we've even been critical of them. It's just like, damn, nothing is going well. That's the best thing. We're over here complimenting Chuba Hubbard for 41 yards. This is miserable. Just miserable, man. And man, I think too, so many people that are kind of pulled to the other side that have become into like what I guess Greg's Hill represents. It's just like everybody told us this wasn't going to be the case. Oh, man, it's going to be so seamless. You never see. And that's where, you know what, I fault myself for listening to all this shit. I fault myself for falling for this. It's just like, man, shame on me for thinking, oh, just new coach, man, great. Everything's great. New quarterback, it's going to be great. Bryce, no struggles. I mean, look, Trevor Lawrence is still struggling in the NFL, kind of. You know, I mean, it's not like it's not all coming together. Sure, that's a team thing. Like, why did I think that this guy was going to be different and just come into the league and burn it up?
I mean, but that's what you were sold. That's what we were told. And by the way, I believe you too. I've also been guilty of selling this. I mean, if you move up to number one for a 5'10", 200-pound quarterback, he has to have these elite intangibles that he should be ready to start, ready to go. That's why the most frustrating part is that we're even arguing between who should start, Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. Like, according to why we traded up, there shouldn't even be a question. It should undeniably be Bryce. Now, I do want to be fair and say this. I do think if we had a better team around Bryce, he would be looking way fucking better than we are right now.
Yeah, if I look better, more girls would say hello to me.
And I think that if we had a coach that actually didn't mind, not babying their quarterback and trying to use him like an actual NFL quarterback and move the ball to every level of the field, then I think you're letting Bryce play more free. I think you're letting him play more like himself. I don't think that what we're seeing is an indication of who Bryce is going to be long-term for Carolina, but it also has not been great because this team is not a great team.
He's been like a rookie. He's played like a rookie that's not having a good start. That today, yes. Did he have great completion percentage today? Sure. Yeah. I mean, the best is, and that actually, by the way, is that's what he's supposed to be good at.
Right.
That's what we all like. I mean, that is like, let's be careful giving compliments just to give compliments out. Mm-hmm. But no, look, it's like, was today's Bryce best game of the season?
Probably, yeah.
I wanted that. Yeah, I thought that part of what I also believed was Bryce was the intangibles that we were going to get. I thought it was this moment being down in the red zone and having a game where you fumbled it and they took it to the house, having a game where you guys haven't put up any points, but you're here. You're here in the game, down at the wire. This is what I live for. Smiling Bryce with a psychopathic smile on his face saying no pressure. And sure, did the offensive line fail him on that one play? Yeah. And then this fourth down. Well, no, on the third down. It was third down and whatever. And he got sacked and it was immediate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't really say like, oh, he should have made the play. But fourth down, he had
no
time, zero time to even throw it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't blame either one of those last two sacks on Bryce, to be honest with you.
I'm not blaming a sack. I'm just saying you can't, try to make a play.
I mean, there was that one play that was embarrassing that I don't think is on him. If you want to say you should have got the ball to the sideline, that's fine. But there was a play at the very end where he's literally just standing behind the offensive line. They're giving him decent time, and he's trying to signal wide receivers to move and try
Yeah.
and get open. It's like they have no idea how to run scramble drills in practice. That if you're not open right now, you should never be done running your fucking route. You need to be doing everything to get open, and literally no one is, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, Bryce is not playing good football, but I have no doubt in my mind that if you put pieces around him, he can do it, man. I really think that he can do it. But right now, we're just
not getting done. And look,
it just looks ass.
We're not. Somebody said, "Oh, you're not being critical," but then you're not saying. Like, all I'm saying is this: is the Panthers are 0-4.
Right.
We suck, man. I haven't felt good about this team in a long time.
Yeah.
I can't say that I love the way. Like, I can't say with complete confidence that our number 1 overall pick is going to work. I can't say that he's going to be. I mean, I'm not trying to say he's not going to work,
right?
But I can't put confidence in this coaching staff. I can't put any. I think it would be absurd for us to not start 0-6 at this point. Like, I think that would be the most bizarre thing in the world. I don't know where in this start how we find a silver lining at this moment. I guess completion percentage of Bryce and the defense has made some moments. I guess that's that's our silver lining.
Can I tell you what my biggest problem with the completion percentage argument is you're cherry picking stats. That's like saying that my kid plays baseball. Look. It's like saying that my kid plays baseball, right? You're cherry picking unimportant stats. My kid plays baseball, right? And he's an outfielder, and he catches every pop fly that's thrown to him. Because guess what? That's what you're supposed to do as an outfielder. But he can't throw the ball well. He can't run well. He can't hit well. He can't field a grounder. Like, okay.
I don't know if that really is. I think he threw 80%. I mean, like, I think he just didn't make any big plays, I guess you could say.
Can we not enjoy the humor involved when Greg says we're cherry picking stats?
Yeah, you're picking a stat that doesn't matter. You're picking the only good stat Bryce Young has and trying to use that.
No. You're misunderstanding. It is hysterical that you're saying this because you are the king of this.
Okay, give me an example. Where do I cherry pick?
All the time, dude. There's not one example I could throw to you because it happens on a regular occurrence.
Okay.
I just think that look, we're turning on each other at this point.
No, I ain't mad. I don't care about
it. But like, we're like devouring our own.
Are you saying stats can be just misleading, Greg?
No, what I'm saying is look at important stats. Completion percentage is not an important stat if you're not putting up points and yards. Okay, it doesn't matter. That is the most
today he got over 200.
That is the most unimportant stat compared to everything else. There are so many more things that are more important than complete. You know why I say that? Because Anthony Richardson threw 11 for 17 today, came back from a 20-23 or 23-0 loss or down 23-0, and threw for more yards than Bryce and more touchdowns. That's why completion percentage does not matter as much as the other stats.
Did they win?
That's what I'm saying. No, they didn't win. They lost in overtime.
Okay.
They were down 23. Let me ask you,
is that an important
what would Bryce
stat?
Young do right now?
Is that an important stat?
Yeah, it's a way more important stat because they were down 23-0 and they had a chance to win in overtime.
Is not winning an important stat?
You're right. Winning is an important stat. You're absolutely right. Well, guess what? Bryce Young's 0-4. So if that's the most important stat, you ain't got no argument.
Yeah. But my point is like you
ain't got no argument.
You're saying that stats don't matter, and then you do the exact same thing on a regular basis.
Matter. No.
Kumbaya,
there is a level of importance to different stats, man. You know there is.
I don't even care. You know what? As I don't even care.
Did I say that Bryce played an incredible game today?
I didn't say you said he played an incredible game.
I know,
man.
but
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
saying that I'm cherry picking a stack because I'm trying to give him kudos for having a good completion percentage.
Because that's what you said. You said, why are you guys not giving him compliments for doing this well? That's exactly what you said.
Right.
You're trying to give kudos for doing this well.
No, here's the thing. You're doing exactly what I was talking about. This is a passive aggressive piece of this. I'm saying he did this, and then you're coming back and saying it didn't matter. That's exactly what you're saying. It doesn't matter. Like I'm saying, let me ask you this, Greg. Did Bryce Young improve this week compared to what he's done in the past 2 weeks or 2 games that he played?
Sure, he threw for what, 50 more yards than he ever has before. Sure, he improved.
Did he have a better completion percentage? Did the team look a little bit more efficient as far as on the offense because
I don't
wasn't
know
just
if
throwing
I
the ball
could
away?
say that with confidence,
they didn't
CK.
look more
Like I
efficient.
know that, like
No.
if that's look, and you might be right, but if that's the case, it's almost negligible.
Thank you. That's
It's like okay, I guess we got a little better. Like if that was the inch we took forward, then okay, I will concede that. I mean, I will concede. Look, is that most yards he's thrown for? I would say didn't have any interceptions, but the fumble, he did have a turnover. And look, was the line worse today than it was in Seattle?
I don't know. I checked. He was Andy Dalton was pressured 70% of the plays.
Yeah,
70% of the plays he was under
really,
pressure.
as the offensive line hasn't been good since week 1 or decent.
Yeah, they haven't been good all year.
I mean, dude, it's almost like I don't care. The Vikings have one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and we couldn't score an offensive touchdown.
And that was an argument people used last week with Andy Dalton. Well, he's not playing a good defense. Of course he's going to put up 27 points, but they don't say that this week when we play an even worse team.
Well, and we're at home. And we're at home.
Sucks, man. Like, we're just
Yeah,
bad.
it's fucking, dude. It's
all right. Let's go.
God, man. Like, what can we even say at this point that we haven't said yet?
Corey calling
know.
in. Rough. It's bad. I didn't get to see a lot of the game, but I did see the last of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter and little spurts in between it. I don't know, man. Obviously, shit is bad. Shit is not good. I saw the second Justin Jefferson touchdown. I knew he was going to have a big game on us. Not even just talk about that, man. Here's the thing. When you see Anthony Richardson and you see CJ Stroud doing work, it does, it's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not giving up on Bryce. The thing about me is, personally, I was a Stroud guy coming into this offseason. Traded for the number 1 pick. I wanted Stroud. After we got Bryce and after it seemed like that's where the direction team was going, I was, led myself to get on the Bryce train. So, all right, cool, let's see where it goes. Now, here's the thing, man. This shit isn't his fault. It's not his fault. But I need more to grasp onto to give me that optimism, because I know it's going to be a long season. I know you don't draft somebody number 1 for a 1-year turnaround. Like, obviously all this shit is evident. We don't have no weapons. Frank Reich is not putting him in no good position to see all that shit. But it's like, I need more from him to latch on to, other than he's so young and we don't have any weapons. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to keep saying that shit and be looking like the Bears 2-3 years from now and still hold on to this, quarterback who just does not see the guy. And that's another thing. Justin Fields, I didn't see the game, but I saw his stat line. He balled the fuck out today. So yeah, man, it's tough. Bryce, what Bryce is even good at, right, or what he was even sold to us as, isn't even somebody who would cover up all these flaws that we have as a team anyway, bro. Like, so it's really tough to see. But I'm not giving up on him. I just need to see more from him. Like, I need him to do a better job of holding on to the ball. He had a good completion percentage today. That last drive before we fucking stalled out was looking good. I'll end up my call and saying this. I'm gonna just finish on one call tonight. But Icky, like, I don't know what it is, man. And I'm not a guy who scouts tackles and offensive line and all this stuff. But when you can see from the naked eye, when somebody's like, bro, all the false starts you had last week in the Harrison Smith, that motherfucker, you outweigh him by 100 pounds, bro. I don't know why you don't just grab his ass and throw him in the dirt. That shit was so. I'm out on Icky Quantum until he shows me something different, man. Yeah, it's rough, but shit, let me know what y'all think, bro. It's Corey calling in. Keep on it.
Appreciate you, Corey. Hey, man, look, I don't get too many opportunities to pat myself on the back nowadays, because whenever I say something, the Panthers tend to try and make me look dumb as hell. But yeah, I was right on Icky Quantum. He's not meant to play left tackle. That's not his position. And I've been saying this forever. I've been ridiculed for saying it by certain people. Oh, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. Now, maybe you wish you knew ball as much as I fucking did. How about that?
It's just embarrassing how poor we can run the ball. And going back, and I'm not going to get argue over the running backs is like because regardless of whether Miles Sanders is trash or Chuba Hubbard is whatever, the offensive line isn't getting the run game done at all. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, I mean, I know that you're like, oh, we just run up the middle. Man, some of that is just me winning. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to run up the ball up the middle and get 3 yards. And that means your line and you got nasty and you push some mugs around. We getting pushed around. We ain't pushing nobody around. Let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, it's the girl that makes them howl, aka Joey the Blind Panther again. Yeah, this time I want to call him and talk about Scott Fitterer. I'm done with his ass. Get rid of him. Dan Morgan is already in our front office. Let Dan Morgan be the GM. Somebody who's like, you know, a legend, a Panther legend. Let him be the GM. Okay? I'm done with Scott Fitterer. I'm done with Scott Fitterer basically being David Gettleman 2.0, looking great in the offseason and not looking like and looking like shit in the season. I'm done with that. You know? Absolutely done with Scott Fitterer. The way he builds the team is very Dave Gettleman-esque. Okay? And they only hired him because he was the guy that was okay with sucking off Matt Rule. Doing whatever Matt Rule wants, okay? Now he's just doing everything David Tepper wants. Because Frank Reich really, truly didn't want Bryce Young. Everyone says he likes quarterbacks that are tall. Bryce Young is obviously not tall, okay? The coaching staff didn't want Bryce Young. That was Scott Fitterer. Scott Fitterer wanted Bryce Young. Did you remember when we had Josh McCown saying, I could fix C.J. Stroud's shortcomings? No pun intended. I could fix those. I can't fix Bryce Young. What the things that need fixing with Bryce Young can't be fixed. The things that need fixing with C.J. Stroud can be. Coaching staff said that, okay? And we were all happy with Bryce Young because we were sold a bill of goods on Bryce Young. Okay? And, you know, I became one of the salesmen. I admit it. But we were sold a bill of goods on Bryce Young. And I'm not saying that he still can't be good. The dude's a rookie in the NFL. He's a genius. I mean, he's getting his base knowledge of the NFL right now. So, and they took Trevor Lawrence a year to build. Well, I shouldn't say that because Trevor Lawrence had the one coach worse than Matt Rule his rookie year. But, yeah, Scott, I'm done with your ass. Don't come into work tomorrow. Your key card is not going to work. Anyway, guys. Wow.
All right, next call.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Vincent from Chicago. I got a question for the panel.
Vince!
How do you balance, like, I see, it's just my personal opinion, I've heard it in the chat, we see a lot of sloppy football. You know, we were at that game, a lot of not repping people, a lot of sloppiness everywhere. And I feel like watching that, you feel like the way out is like fundamentals. We need fundamental football. We need to block. We need to run. We need to tackle. We need to make windows. You do that by playing, you know, good football. No matter what you're doing, you can always catch a defense sleeping. That's the whole point. And like, so how do you weigh that versus, you know, how long are players and fans going to endure bad decisions or what, you know, whatever the other side is at as far that way as you can go. Like maybe the players just don't want to. Maybe the whole team's like deflated and they're like, fuck this. In my mind, it's like, well, you don't get the opportunity to say that because you're on the field. So, you know, but at the same time, like I get it, you know, it's really intense, you know, like I know someone said like, we don't want to see Thielen get killed. Like, you know, and at the same time, you're dropping a rookie into all this nonsense, which personally, man, I just feel like it's bad for talent. It's bad for everything, you know. Thank you for the therapy sessions. I would love to hear it. Let's hear it. Keep pounding.
I mean, I don't know. I remember
I'm
last
not really
year.
sure what the question is.
I think it was more a question about motivation. Like last year, there was that clip of Matt Rule walking out of the tunnel, and everybody's following him, and
Just look
nobody
like-
looks like they give a shit. Like, yeah, like, you know, Bryce Young was trying to rally people on the sideline and get them to, like, you know, be better. But I don't know. It just seems like that there were a lot of leaders like Thomas Davis that we used to have once upon a time that used to hold everybody on this team to a higher standard. Tony, I don't know who that is for the Panthers. I think everybody's in it for themselves, and everybody's just waiting until they can move on to a different team and a different coaching staff.
I'm to the point, anytime someone says we had a great week of practice, I'm just chalking up a loss.
Yeah.
Thomas Brown said that Bryce Young had his best day in practice on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever they did the coordinator interviews. And what he kept coming back to, actually, no, it was not even his play, but it was his kind of enthusiasm in the huddle, confidence in call, like he said. So it's kind of seeing Andy Dalton do that, is call the plays with confidence. You know, it's like it does something for like a command. The dog, as people would say, you know, he's like, we started to see that from Bryce. I mean, he's a soft-spoken kid. You can't really change your personality. So, you know, you don't want to be somebody who's fake either. You don't want to just yell and scream and do whatever if it's not you.
Right.
I just think it turns out, even for these fantastically wonderful prospects, is the NFL's difficult, man. The NFL's hard. I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know why the leap is. You know, like you would think, oh, man, he plays in the best conference. Oh, he's going to play with all these. He's just surrounded by NFL talent. Well, you know what? The NFL is fucking different, bro. That's why there's an XFL that looks like trash. There's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, he is learning on the job. The question is for me, and like Thomas Brown was calling that out, like needing that energy, needing that command, needing that, you know. Do you think there's a better way at this point to handle Bryce's development? Because I don't. I think it's learn on the job, man. I think we're just going to have to suck it up, and your guys are going to have to, he's going to have to cut off social media. The Panthers are going to have to stop looking at what people are saying, and they just got to go out there and work Bryce for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you have the luxury, and so many people have talked to me about this, like, oh, well, what kind of rookies have really succeeded and just come straight into the league and started?
Not a lot.
And no, like not in their rookie year that they would have a good season.
Right.
But the ones, all of these sit behind and get mentored, all of those people had the luxury to play on the team that had a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, so Aaron Rodgers, that Brett Favre was there. Alex Smith was there for Patrick Mahomes. Like, you can go on. I think Josh Allen is the only one that has got like started from day one almost. Like, he took over in like week 2 or something. And Herbert.
Dak Prescott.
And Herbert.
Yeah. Dak Prescott had a great rookie year.
Yeah. I think that we have to just accept that this is going to come with some lumps, and clearly it is. And I think you just got to play them. Do you guys think that there is a better way than just playing them through?
No, I mean, he's our future. Why would you want to? I mean, Andy Dalton's not our future. Like, this team is not fighting for anything. We're 0-4. We're not even going to sniff the playoffs. So it's like, what good does Andy Dalton playing even do us? And I've been a long proponent of, if all it takes is a season to permanently break the confidence of a quarterback, he was never, ever going to be that dude to begin with.
I agree.
He needs to play ball, and these coaches need to they need to adopt and embrace what I call a fuck it mentality. We're saying fuck it. We're not playing conservative because we're already losing, and everyone already expects us to lose. So take the training wheels off and push the ball downfield. Make DJ Chark's 6'3" ass have to jump up in the air and make some 50-50 balls. Make him do it.
Play with some
Make
risk
him
and
do
some
it.
confidence.
Yeah,
And you're right. Is
no
if
risk
this
it,
is
no
the
fit.
coaching staff protecting him, right now is I think things are so bad, and he's shown enough that, like today, some competency in the passing that we have to just be critical of the coaching staff first. And it sucks, it just sucks. It sucks to always just blame game. But when everything is bad, where does it stem from?
Right.
If it was one thing, if it was just Bryce playing bad, but he had a good offensive line, if it was why is it that we can't do normal football plays?
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think the best chance for us to win games right now, week 4, if we wanted to win, would be to put Andy Dalton in. I think our best chance to win games in the future, because I don't think Bryce Young can be broken by 1 year of bad play, is to play Bryce right now, let him take his lumps. So if we want future wins with Bryce, I think he needs to play right now. If we want wins right now, our best chance right now, week 4, this exact moment, is Andy Dalton, simply because of experience. I'm not saying Dalton's a better quarterback than Bryce Young. I'm just saying that right now, if you want wins, Bryce is not the answer. Now, if you want to develop him into something that's going to win later, start him. And I think you should. He needs to
I'm
take his
sorry if I cut you off, Cody.
No.
Guys, sometimes the chemistry and virtual stuff is me trying to figure out when to talk and when to listen. CK, can you say, Luke, I am your father?
Luke, I am your father.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what.
Actually, he says, no, I am your father.
I
But-
put up
Right.
comments and I don't even fucking read them sometimes. Dude, I'm just at the point where it's like we have nothing else left
Let's
to
get these.
say.
Yeah,
man.
let's
Like,
get these last 2 calls.
Honestly, I think that the play calling is the main issue on the offense right now. Because I don't know if any of y'all heard that or not, but Reich said on the post-game press conference, I called a play for Adam Thielen and had to call the timeout because I realized he wasn't on the field. You're the head coach, and you don't know that your best wide receiver is not on the field, bro. That's probably why Bryce is killing the plays at the line so much, because Frank keeps calling stupid shit.
And why do you have a
There
play
was that one
only
play that
designed
Bryce
for Adam
pulled.
Thielen?
We ended up getting a loss of yardage, so Bryce probably shouldn't have called that. The defense got him on that one. But if y'all want to be mad at anybody at this point, we all need to be mad at David Tepper. David Tepper needs to go to wrath because he's the one that keeps selling us, oh, I want championship teams. I want championship teams. And then we can continue to get worse. You think it's not going to get worse, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
But
Great point.
people got to stop blaming Bryce. He played good. Look at his numbers. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. Keep pounding.
I don't like to blame, I think that I don't know if that helps. It's just making some observations. And the observation I made today is that it must be difficult for a head coach to call plays and do head coach things. And I know that's tough, right? And it kind of shows you how great some people like Andy Reid are and things that they can do this, like what seems like seamlessly. But the poor clock management at the end of the second quarter and that example of that play for Thielen are like, maybe he's got too much on his plate. Maybe he should be sitting back and looking from the broad scope and letting the other guys just focus on one thing.
And to me, it's so stupid that we have a play that's only designed for one person, like
That's
no one else
bizarre.
could run that. But hey, who cares, man? There's a cute baby, dude. Snap.
Babies make you feel better.
But she knows more about what's going on than Frank Wright does
She getting big quick.
by a mile.
Yeah, she is getting big. All right,
they go
last
quick,
call.
man.
Chuck from Elizabeth City.
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City calling, aka Carolina Sports Guy. I wish I had some answers. Every week we try to find a glimmer of hope. We try to hang our hat on something. And I don't know, guys. I mean, it's hard to blame Bryce, but if he doesn't get sacked and make that fumble, that play, but how lucky did we get on the 99-yard interception return? But it just seems we get in these situations, and I turned to my buddy at halftime and said, if we're going to screw this game and lose it, it's going to happen in the middle of the third. And lo and behold, that's when it happened. But honestly, people want to blame Tepper, and they want to blame Reich, and we want to blame Federer. Oh, I'm still pissed at him about CMC. Just trading to the wrong team. But my point is, we're a long way off. It will get better. Players are cyclical. So are coaches. You know, our fandom, not. If you're a true Blue Panther fan, this sucks. Takes the life out of you. It takes wanting to watch football out of you. I've been watching more college football. And Tony, I'm an ECU grad supporter like you. It sucks watching them right now too. But at least there's so many college games to choose from. I'm ready for hockey season already. But, you know, honestly, we just got to watch for a glimmer of hope and hope somehow that as the season progresses, we can upset a couple of teams and see some progression and some growth, because we don't have a first-round pick coming to look forward to. So we got to do it through later round in the draft, being smart and making good free agent acquisitions. That's all we can do. All right, guys, that's all I really got for now. Just keep pounding. We'll eventually one day get there.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Those are all the calls for the C3 post-game show. It's been a slog of a show, slog of a life right now at 0-4. First time the Panthers have started 0-4 since 2010. It's got Panther fans asking questions about everything and looking at each other, looking up and down the roster from the top of the owner to the coaches all the way down, and wondering why the heck is our best player a guy that we never heard of, and Deshaun Jameis, whatever. It's like, I always thought it was Jammy. I thought it was like, oh wow, maybe a rookie contributed. Nope.
The hell
Just some
no.
rando. And then he walked on. He's a walk-on and best player on the team. No. I think this defense has given us opportunities to win all season long. Is that, yes, have they allowed other teams to beat us? But they have given our offense a chance to make a play and get a W, and the offense hasn't done it. So if anybody, let's do that. We'll finish with this. Is we've got the David Dotto Ball Out Award, aka formerly known as the Dab On 'em Award. David Dotto, player of the game. Who balled out? Pinheiro hit his
like a
career
55
long
yarder or something like that.
56. I think. How
With
is
some
this
extra
guy
room too.
cook so many field goals but never kicked long ones? Like, I've never heard. He's been in the league for like 7 years, and he's never hit a 55-yarder.
Well, he's
But
not
was he a
known for
start?
having-
Was he a starter? Sorry, good.
No, well, he had a couple of opportunities, but he was one of the people that they would cut and everything. But he's not known to have a big leg, so he's known to be accurate. But when you're at that 50 or beyond, it's like there's not really a guarantee. It's more likely that it's not going to go through.
Well,
Here
he's
lately,
changing that narrative, isn't he?
Oh God, yeah, the dude is absolutely showing that he can be an elite kicker in the league. And if you go back, the only kick he's missed was what he had one that they tried to do a career long for him. Was it last week or the week before?
It was last week. Yeah,
last week.
54.
And then, but before that, it was the Atlanta game last year. So the dude's been automatic for his kicks, to be honest.
I think he's approaching, or may have gotten it today, the Graham Gano's 20 in a row or something. I think he was at 18. I can't remember what the number was.
Well, he missed last week, so he couldn't have been.
Oh, he did miss one last week?
Missed. And what's funny is the one he missed
that's
last
right.
week was actually shorter than the one he missed this week. I think last week he missed a 53-yarder or something like that.
It would have been
like 55.
It would have been his career long too, but it was 1 yard longer, and then this one was even longer than that. So it worked out. So
All right. Who's gonna David Dotto YGM?
I will. I'm gonna. Damn, Tony, you gotta steal my thunder. Fuck, bro.
Well, there aren't going to be good players today. So.
Yeah, my pick to hug David Dotto's balls, or whatever the fuck we're calling this award, dude, is YGM. YGM, dude, I'm telling you, today YGM looked better than Brian Burns. He looked better than Brian Burns. On that sack that they both went in on, YGM got there first. And I feel like we didn't really even talk about it a whole lot today, dude, Brian Burns, for a guy that wants to be paid, this crazy amount of money, bro, he does not take over football games. And by the way, it's not like they're double teaming him either. I mean, maybe at some point last year, but dude, if you go back, and let me plug this now. For $1.99 a month, check out these C3 film rooms that we're doing. Greg is going to join next week. I think White Chocolate even said he wanted to jump in. We're breaking down the all 22 film, and we're putting it out every single Thursday. But you're going to see on film, there are times when Brian Burns will have a tight end on him, and that's enough to push him out the way, man. And YGM has done nothing but get better and better, so I'm going to pick him to caress David Datto's balls or fucking
ball out. It's the ball. He balled out. Ball out award. Ball out. Who's next?
Okay, you want to go?
Yeah, I feel like this is an easy one. The only reason we were in this was Sam Franklin's touchdown return. Interception, pick six, the franchise long, pick six in our history. So I think it's got to go to Sam Franklin. I really don't know who else it could be.
Okay, Greg.
I think the only one left that you could even say had a decent game on the entire team would have had to have been Jeremy Chin. I don't remember seeing Jeremy Chin get burned on anything, and I remember seeing him in one big play where he blew through the line and got a sack. Beyond that, I don't think there were a lot of other great players on the team today.
I'm gonna say like the entire corner group, particularly Deshaun Jameson. And they held Kirk Cousins to 139 yards, and Dante Jackson went out with an injury. Like, I mean, they're holding it. These backups are playing all right. I don't know.
They're playing honestly surprisingly well.
Yeah,
given what we were facing today.
Do y'all want to see some AI versions of me?
Sure.
I'd like
always
to see
down to look at
Tony was
pictures of
as
you,
well.
buddy.
Yeah, so shout out to Twan from 704 Charlotte Bound Show. I don't know why, but he had these AI images of me made. And dude, I'm just saying, that's a handsome motherfucker.
You were one handsome motherfucker. Hell yeah.
I can't wait till we get into the metaverse and then you can like walk around like with that.
Oh man.
He has some for you too. Yeah, he has one of you, and you're looking like you look like you're from Mad Men. Yeah, you. No,
Me?
you. He did. But I'll have to get him to send them. But yeah, I don't know what Twan is using to make them. But bro, I'm just saying.
You look like Tom Cruise there.
Bro, I'm as straight as an arrow, but dude, that guy might turn me out. I'm just saying.
All right, Tyler Shane.
Wait till you see me in pink, bro. Wait till you see me in pink. That's my new color, bro. What you mean?
All right, the
Dude, they're awesome,
the first iPhone came out, my friend, there was this program and you could make let me see, you guys do your Tyler Shane pick, and let me see if I can just find it on Facebook.
I'm keeping this up there.
My towel of shame is going to go to Icky. Dude, I just don't think he can cut it in this league, to be honest with you. I think I will say after at least 1 year of seeing him these games, he may be a bust. To be really honest. He may be a bust at left guard. Just me left tackle. But today I saw some pretty crazy stuff, man. I saw Bryce take some hits that he shouldn't have taken. You can argue whether he should have had better presence or not. I don't blame a lot of those sacks on Bryce because, I mean, he's still a rookie, and some of those things, man, if you're a quarterback, you can't see behind you. You know, if your defensive tackle lets the defensive end get around him and get behind you, you can't see that. So I can't blame Bryce for those. So I just got to give it to Icky, man.
All right, who's next?
Yeah, I'll give my towel of shame to Miles Sanders because he's overpaid. He overpaid. We shouldn't ever pay running backs big money. I don't care who they are. They're only as good as their offensive line. And Chuba Hubbard's a better running back.
My tally shame goes to Frank Reich. It's just this team is so putrid right now, and it shouldn't be this bad.
I'm gonna go to the person that I have said from the beginning of the show that lost this game, and that's Bryce Young. Bryce Young, that strip sack, while he was trying to evade the pressure that was coming. I mean, again, I'm not blaming him for that pressure hitting him as quickly as it did, but when you're running away from these NFL players and you have the ball that unsecure, and then not only that, you're running away from anybody who might be able to recover that fumble on top of it. It's the teammates, I should say. You got to give him the talent.
This is not outlandish here. This one's funny to me too.
What is it?
That's my picture, and that he made on one of them programs. But this was from 2008 or whatever, like when the first iPhone came out. I mean, I was early. I was on 4th Street. And people thought this was real, dude. Like they were like,
it
Tony,
looks real.
Hey, you want to see the one that? All right, look, you want to see the one?
Come on, put some hair on me, man.
No, look, bro.
This is my favorite, bro.
All right, no, you want to see something crazy? All right, look, I found yours because I saw him on Tawan's show today. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, that's you.
God, they really graved me up.
Yeah, man, dude, you look like the CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, like the new, like some new supplement company or something.
You look like you're training my guy to be.
I mean, you should go. Full
Yours
silver,
are way
dude.
better. Yours are way better.
Oh, look, hold on, he did more. So he did other ones with me. This is me, and yeah, he's got a few of them. He even has one of Kev too.
Oh, I've got to go check this out. New
bro, look at that right there, dude. Come on, bro. I'm just saying, dude. Come on. See, I look like I work for Tony's company.
You're like my son.
You like the picture.
My son. I brought my son in here to. He's being.
Bro, look at that one.
That made me look old, dude. That was messed up. That was mean. All right, that's the C3 Panthers post-game show. We'll be here Tuesday night. Guys, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep with us. Stick with us. We'll be here on Tuesday. And I'll be more excited. I'm very tired. We had my wife's 40th birthday yesterday, so stayed up late. All right, that's it. Take us out of here, Cody.
C3 Nation. Until next time, keep pounding.